But nonetheless, yeah, we'll see if we get to that combat part soon enough. But that was well played. I thought it was very well played. No complaints here.
Like, boom. Oh yeah, all those creatures you spawn? Yeah, now they don't exist. Okay.
Yeah, like
Oh
let's
yeah, the
start
other creature that
again.
we can't see? Oh yeah, it doesn't really exist. Okay.
It was a clusterfuck of things going awry, but we made it through. At least I did. I gotta kill somebody, so I'm okay with it.
Well, did you get to kill somebody though? Or
I
was
felt
that
good
just
about
like
it.
an agreed upon
It was, but
situation?
I gotta kill somebody. We agreed I gotta kill somebody, so it still happened.
Because I feel like the actual kill somebody didn't happen.
No, no, I actually kill somebody didn't. But the satisfactory of scaring you guys and none of you guys realizing it was a skit was definitely worth it. So I
I
can't
mean, I
complain.
had a slight
Yeah,
feeling when
it
I
got a
saw
little
that
pushy.
when I
Yeah,
saw the avatar.
yeah.
Like I was like, come on.
At
Like
the
I've
end, it was a
seen
little
this
rushed.
movie.
But it's because you guys are taking forever, and his mama was like, "Yo, we going or what?" And I could hear it, and I was like, "Okay, I gotta get this done." He was so excited to wait. Uh, oh man,
Ding. Uh,
yeah, that was a good one. Armina, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
You gotta join us on one of these one shots sometime. They get nuts. They get really crazy.
Are you cool if I join late?
You know, almost everybody joins in the middle of them, so
Alright,
Oh, nice.
because, like, the
just
earliest I could probably make it is, like, so you guys start 9 p.m. my time, so, like, an hour late.
oh, that's nothing. We had a dude go to a hockey game and join in after the hockey game because he was just like he just had to be a part of the session. So
Alright, cool. I didn't,
yeah,
alright, yeah, I'll try and join the next time you guys do one, because it seems like it'd be really fun. It's just, I have stuff Thursday nights, so
yeah,
I'm usually, like,
totally get
busy
it.
till later.
well, if you need me to make you a character, you just let me know and I can make you a character.
Easy enough. Well, we're just waiting on Rolly, I believe. Um, blah, 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 blah. Wiggles was taking a break today. Had a rough time. Um, it's just you 5, right? I'm not missing a sixth.
Yeah, I don't think we have a.
Yeah, we don't have a-
No, we don't have a full group yet.
Every time you guys get one, they get kidnapped or something. So that's probably why. Well, Mo Miller walked away drunk, I think. So he didn't get
Who?
kidnapped. Mo Milia.
I remember that.
I don't think you guys actually played with. That was Chad before you guys joined, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, before all 3 of you, ironically. So I'm talking to like, nobody that knows what the hell happened at the beginning.
Yeah, like when Leo and I joined, it's frickin'
It was at Cape Prell already.
his wife, I think, right? It's his wife,
Yeah. That's the way.
Mm.
mother of his baby.
Way to put it.
Yeah, yeah. So, while we wait, is there any clarifications you guys need? A quick little recap was, sorry, I had this lozenge that I was kind of sucking on for a second. They are not tasty. They are for medical purposes. The recent aura encounter that you guys had, which was very nice of an encounter. Let me tell you, the last time anyone met aura, they all got KO'd and fled. So this was a pretty good outcome. You guys made a bunch of deals in the long run, basically. But Eric the cleric made a boonful, beneficial companionship, hopefully in the future, and also deeply respected the site in which you guys were upon, gaining instant gratification between Aramina and Eric, who were both brave, witty, and, well, foolish enough to approach the Great Aura. Aramina, you asked for a particular dagger for a particular someone, and Aura informed you that it lies available to you in a town no longer, most likely referring to Cape Crow. Jin, you inquired spouse power knowledge, and he informed you that you may seek where your master or others. It was not very clear on who fell there, other than the fact that they were fairies. At Fairy's Peak, any mountain range very tall, very hard, and very wide to reach, you will find the answers in which you seek. And Eric, you requested something so important that everyone had to leave the lobby for. Well, in doing so, you came to understand that what you seek will be received as long as you now bear the symbol and belief of Aura skulls, which you'll soon come to learn. Not too many details were provided. There was no pamphlet, there were no handouts. The Jolly Roger was a lot more organized when it came to religion spreading than this Aura guy, because let me tell you, Jolly Roger had a banner, they had pictures, they had a pamphlet. I think they had a CD cover for an album that never released. They had a lot of chosen good products there. So they are very organized for their religion. Meanwhile, Aura just kind of said, sure, gave you a little ruffle fussle of wind and hustle, and boom. Said it's done. Lifted you in the air, tossed you around like a baby, showed you his power, and then said, cool, now you work with me.
Blazing my armor.
As such, the 4, 5 of you. Well, Wiggles gets his Sprinkles back, which was the easiest of requests. Rolly, what did Rolly ask for? Now that I'm thinking about it, when I was listening to the recording, remind me to inform him that his external audio, we can hear 24/7 during the session, but I noticed in the stream at the end, like the last 15 minutes, we could no longer hear any of his responses. Like, it was very, very quiet, and I don't know if that was me, him, or what, but we have to troubleshoot that. So with that, well, Rolly's jumping in a second, but do any of you guys recall what he requested?
I do not.
Honestly, no, I have no idea.
We were all laughing when it was his moment. It was like an odd, quiet tone, and everyone started laughing. And then it was like, okay, boom, next. And for some reason, it wasn't a very long dialogue, so I really can't. Like, I'm like I was racking my brain earlier trying to figure out what the hell it was that Rolly asked for. So I guess we'll figure that out once he jumps on. But everyone, otherwise, you guys were reminded of what it is that pretty much happened at the end of last session, and what it is each of you received in the sense of information and knowledge. Rolly, what up? We cannot remember what it is you requested from Aura.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. See, I remember me saying names in the wind, but so what I was telling them is on the stream, we lost your audio. Like, it was super quiet. Like, I can hear like a me 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 me. Like, if I like really leaned into the speaker, and I was like, fuck. Of course, the one thing that I need to catch that I couldn't fucking hear. So, thank you. All right. And they provided you a clue or a hint of suggestion, correct? Rolly. You're good. You think so, so I will clarify for you. Those you
Rolly asked
seek.
for something selfless, and everybody else asked for something.
No, as for themselves. So, Rolly, for clarifications, your friends are where you seek, though time is a little different. For all that arrive, show up when it's right. That would have been your clue, which you can delve into after you're done enjoying your meal.
Very philosophical. You'll see your friends when the time is right.
But it does also point to a specific location, which you do get, but you also understand that, like, when I was re-listening to the stream, there was a moment where Aura was like, you know, all I hear are names in the wind. I hear what's out there, so if it's not out there, I do not know the name, but I can point, like, guide the way kind of thing. So all of his communication was in that essence of basically re-stitching conversations past. But nonetheless, you can, dwell deep into that after you're done eating too, if you wanted to get better direction. Otherwise, all of you guys got a little quick refresher on what it is you had received or requested, depending on how selfish you were. And you guys literally were supposed to discuss and figure out what it is you wanted to do. So, boom! You guys are still at the altar. The aura is now no longer present. You could feel his embodiment's gone, and the airy feeling of what is now considered a resting place to now be present in full effect. What do you guys do? Say that again. Your what link? Oh, your audio link is up. Give me 1 second.
I gotta grab that real quick.
Oh, you know what? That could have been it. It could have been because you were mobile hotspotting that last session, huh?
Oh, okay.
No, that's right. I was like, there was some fucked up shit going on. Yeah, that's right. All right, cool. Let's see. Go ahead and chit chat for me real quick.
Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check.
Perfect. All right, sounds
Perfect.
good. All right. What was this? Apparently, I was. Yeah. All right. Boom. So, you guys are here, present. All your body parts accounted for. Sprinkles accounted for. Wiggles accounted for. For today's session, they will not be present. But if you guys need their skill set for whatever reason, you can suggest such, and I will inform you if it is or is not necessary. And otherwise, what is it you all wish to do?
Well, I don't know about you all, but that giant spirit thing informed me that something I seek is back down in the town down there.
I'm just glad it didn't fucking kill us.
Yeah, I'm really glad that it went so as well as it did. Honestly.
You are very welcome.
A big thank you comes and everyone goes quiet. It's like no one knows how to speak after welcomes go through.
So the town that's on fire, that's where we need to go.
Well, we don't need to go, but
I mean, we might as well. It's already on fire.
I have a feeling that whatever burned it down, they're probably like not trying to stay and get burned. So I don't know. I guess we can scope it out and see what it's like, and maybe go from there. Thoughts?
Yes, I'll follow you where you go.
I
Looking
mean,
for Javanesh?
Gnarl's probably there. I mean, probably where they went.
Javanesh.
Javanesh, I mean, what's his name?
Sorry guys, Leo's facing a conflict syndrome real quick. He's trying to figure out what campaign he's in.
I told you that Hollow and Hollow is gonna get you.
One day it would.
So you were looking for?
Earl and other orc's name. Bully's friend. I had it in my notes, but I don't know.
Gowron.
Elron. There we go.
Gotcha.
Gowron's here. He's with us, right? He didn't
Yeah,
get captured.
he's considered with you guys. Yeah.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
gone. I thought he was.
Caught up.
I already. He's like the one character I've already
Well,
rescued.
no,
I'm not gonna
technically,
do that
yeah.
again.
He technically went ahead to scout for you guys.
Oh, okay. He's scouting ahead.
But he's not. But he's not captured. He's not missing. He's considered available
following
when he
his-
finds
his marks,
his
right?
leads. Yeah, he left marks
That's right.
ahead.
Okay.
That Broly you recognize, and he also showed Armina, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, what were you going with this?
Oh, just I figured that's what we would be continuing to do is look for probably follow the tracks or whatever. Not sure.
Yeah, now that the wind stopped, we should be able to find him again.
Maybe he is down with the rest of that giant mob.
We should take a look there first.
We can take a look and see if we find the tracks and continue going, right? The marks. Yeah. I'm down.
Yeah.
If everybody wants to start looking for direction. I'd like to look for
Yeah.
direction.
So,
Should we roll for
Yes, you guys can absolutely. Well, see, I'm over here typing in monsters instead of what I'm looking for because I'm distracted by your guys' silliness. Um, yes. Wow. But okay, so you guys are just whoop, whoop, looking around, or are you guys
Investigating
okay?
to
So one
try
of
to
you are
find
trying
the
to
mark.
investigate. Is someone else just perceiving or survivals? Like what kind of skills are you guys using to
I'm gonna
continue?
I'm gonna try and maybe like go up a tree, get a higher view.
Okay. Okay. For sure. Easy enough. You go to climb a tree. Just tell me which tree you want to climb.
Everyone's closest, I guess. This one.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me a athletics or acrobatics, just to see how you do. It's pretty simple in the sense of actually climbing onto the tree. It's more of a sense of, how you look doing it.
Oh, I'll give him a boost if it helps him stabilize.
It's a little finicky at first. You eventually pull yourself up. As you do, you get to. Sorry, was this tree you were going up, or this one? Was that the one you were trying to do?
Yeah, that one.
All right. So as
Whichever
you
one's
start
there.
heading up it,
I'd use some I'd use some pythons and some like rope or whatever
okay,
to like
yeah,
weights and stuff.
put in some Python locations and then lift yourself up from it. 1 second, let me get the paper.
Why are you rolling with disadvantage, Leo?
Dude, I hit investigation and it automatically rolled as disadvantage. I don't know why.
Because you're exhausted, I think.
Check your. He's not though.
No? Oh, never mind. No, yeah, none of you guys are exhausted.
Check your what is it? Control. Like keep tapping that button. Maybe it's stuck.
Again, just for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm. Must have been right. Must have been stuck.
There we go. Guess so.
Let's see.
IT right here, helping IT.
Hey. So, Rolly, you being the one going toward the vantage point, as you climb up the tree, you see immediately unsettling things below. On the other side of these ruins, so to speak, you see a bunch of nicely laid out sheets of web. Do you wish to announce any of that? Oh, guess his message.
Yeah, there's fucking lots of spiders out down here. Guys, lots of spiders.
But they're nicely laid out, huh?
Yeah, they're pretty organized spiders, but there's definitely big spiders.
They definitely seem to have
Yeah, I'd cast
purpose.
I'd
They're not
cast I'd
all
cast
over the
message just so they actually get the message, you know?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't get lost in translation.
In the wind.
I thought we calmed the wind.
No, it was a pun. Ugh. So, you announce that there are very organized webs on the other side. The rest of you, as you look around, in this particular zone, you don't see any immediate markings from Gowron.
Do I see anything like towards the town?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you see a path, you little man?
As you look out, you don't see an immediate path. You see breakage, like in the tree line, where you can imagine someone would probably take an easier stroll with a open canopy above them, but there's no actual like beaten ground path. The made path, so to speak, to here has been in dismay for such a long while that what was originally is no longer visible. Though you do understand it does go toward Cape Crow. It's probably maybe at this angle about three. What is that number? About maybe if you went like directly to Cape Crow, probably about just within 10 or so miles from this vantage point. You'd imagine from just your general judgment. The town itself is still ablaze. There doesn't seem to be any liveliness of activity there. However, you don't see any large marching armies within the first 100 or 400 or so feet of the structure anymore. It looks like everyone that was leaving previously when you first passed through is definitely at least a mile or more out of range. Though you do look out to the north, I guess you could say, and you do see further up just these hordes and hordes of assumably goblinoids and other species of their army marching north, continue further.
Looks like the guys who fucking burned that town down are marching north. There's a shit ton of them. But they're leaving, at least.
Are these the same people that took your friend?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, again, I follow where you lead.
We'd have to go.
There's a path.
Like, do we have to go through the town to go north and follow them, or?
Oh no, you guys are like in.
We can scoot around.
Let's see, hold on.
Right.
Yeah, let me pull up a map real quick.
But you wanted to go to the town, right, Aramina?
Yeah, I do. But I guess is the town north of this altar area, or is it like, or would we be going like kind of out of the way to go to it and then follow?
No, the town is actually south. You guys are so let me pull this map real quick to give you a visual aid real fast. One time ago in the very long past, when I updated Foundry, I never fixed any of the links, so all the map scenes are broken. So let me fix this one.
Wow.
Yep. So boom, here we are, loading into a very quick version of the map. You guys technically were in this little pocket when defending the Jolly Roger. As you guys were heading kind of south to pursue where Neural was taken because he was stolen at the south of the Jolly Roger and then gone further south. You guys are just out on the cusp here. There's like a larger mountain range. The elevation here is not too true to form. I am working on an update. So you guys are kind of up here, kind of toward the cusp of the actual Jolly Roger woods, or the domain in which they claimed. And then there's still a solid, so it's 18 miles, just for fun facts, going from this, like I'll draw a little line just to clarify, I guess. 1 second. Going like this is 18 miles to Cape Crow. At the moment, you guys are coming down straight south, and you guys are here. So if you guys cut across, it'd probably be about 10 or so miles left to get to Cape Crow itself. The armies you see are currently about here-ish, going north.
Okay, so it's, as far as we can tell, relatively well safe from those armies.
Yes, and in retrospect, the armies are not in any space below. If you were to continue south, the armies would be going away from where you are headed. Not to say there's not things out there, but there is, the army itself visibly is not present. Any thoughts from anyone? Any plans? Either you guys all muted yourself or muted me so you can talk.
Well, this might sound a little scummy, but we could go and see if we can find any picking left over in the town. I mean, granted, the army probably took most of the shit, but who knows, we might find something.
I agree, we should go.
Seems devious.
People that were using it are dead now, right? So, I mean, is it really bad if we take what we find and use it? You know what I mean?
If we don't, others will.
Exactly. That way, at least, it'll be in good hands, right?
Rolly, where do you lie on this? As he devours this seafood, I assume he has.
And Rolly's not really down for, like, getting attacked by small children.
Yeah, we could go check it out. I don't know if I'm gonna steal anything from dead people, but you know, like, and finders keepers, I guess.
Alright. Who wishes to lead the pack to Cape Crow?
I guess I can lead it.
gonna say, knowing we're going here, can I, quote unquote, take a rest and change one of my spells?
If the party is okay with taking a quick out, is it just a short rest or do you need a full rest?
I just need to. I imagine just a short rest, right, to prepare a different spell.
I don't know. Let me look at your class. I don't know.
I don't
Cleric.
know either.
Let us see.
If it's a cleric,
Yeah.
it's a long rest.
It's a long rest. Yeah, after you finish a long rest, you can swap them.
Unless you're chancing as like an elf, and then it's 4 hours instead of 8. But it's still
No, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Alright. I mean, as
How long?
uh-huh.
How long are we traveling?
You guys tell me. It's a 10-mile trip.
Which is
so is that like
1 second.
4 hours?
Alright, I'll get around. 1 second. Let me pull up the movement rolls, and I have to go help put my kid down real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Discuss a plan, and movement is real simple. The travel pace in which you guys would be going at a normal speed is 3 miles an hour. If you went slow, it'd be 4. If you went if you went slow, it'd be 2. If you went fast, it'd be 4. I'll be right back.
it only took 3 hours. Never mind. That won't work either. It's all good. I was like, maybe I can like finagle if I'm not be overexerting myself. But nah, it's all good. Down to go. That's unfortunate. I was gonna just create water and start putting out fires, but it's all good.
Something to drink. I'll be right back.
Oh no,
You're
I'm
gonna
good.
create
I already
water.
have. Well, I would have changed to create water so that I could
Gotcha.
create like basically a 30-foot range to extinguish fires, but it's fine that I can't do it. It's just one of those spells that you only would have in, you know,
Super niche
situations you would need.
situations.
Yeah, like if you knew you were going into it, but our last rest, I didn't know we were going into it. All good. Eric will just wonder why you guys are scum stealing from dead people.
It's okay. To ask himself why he's following us afterwards.
Wait, what did you say?
He'll have to ask himself why he's following us afterwards.
Because he's on a quest, bro. He's on a quest.
Yeah.
These character sheets are kind of funny to me.
Which ones?
Well, if you look at like features in your multi-class, it'll tell you what your original class was, and cleric definitely was not my original class because I started as paladin so that I could actually wear heavy armor.
Your D&D sheet, or
Yeah, my character sheet.
I got you. Interesting.
Because right, like clerics can't wear heavy armor for some reason. All good.
Jesus, your armor's high.
Been running.
Looked at it.
What'd you say?
I said, Jesus, your armor is high. I just looked at it.
Oh, and then I can give myself another +2 if I wanted.
That is insane.
What's your AC?
21.
Nice.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, it's not too bad. I mean, and I can't be crit.
That's also pretty good. Whenever I play a high AC character, I always end up getting like mind trolled. Like no fucking saves.
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted to play like a super high AC like melee fighter that takes a mage killer or whatever it is, like bunch of the spells. Guess my paladin.
I say I don't know. Like furbolgs are actually kind of busted too in my like hidden step as a racial. Just turn invisible until
Oh, you get invisibility for free, or
yeah, until the start of your next turn you're invisible or until you attack.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And then
dope.
the free disguise self. I'm just hoping you guys actually drop and actually get to 0 hit points. That's all I'm.
Haven't we dropped before? I feel like we have.
Not with Eric the cleric in the party.
Yeah, fair enough.
But he's just got like Revivify on tap or something like that.
Well, my heals do max healing if you're at 0 hit points. So that's literally the only time I'll heal you is if you're actually drop.
I mean, that's the best time to hit. Anyway,
And then like he has a 30-foot spare the dying. Like he doesn't have to actually be. He doesn't have to touch because. And it's a cantrip.
Oh, damn. Oh, wow.
Exactly.
just jam it.
I'm gonna get us lost. Yep, I'm gonna get us lost.
itself is about 5-ish acres. So you're probably looking at going around for a couple miles.
I would mention what I know to the party, and just I guess get a general consensus and see what everyone else is comfortable with doing or wanting to do.
I follow you.
I'm following your lead
I
at
mean,
this point. If you want to walk through, I'm down.
I'm gonna avoid the pig pen. You know, I don't want to get my boots dirty. You walk around it.
All right, we'll walk around it then. We'll ignore it.
So, apologies on the acreage. I guess we're looking at about maybe. I guess I thought acres were larger and the opposite. It's actually the opposite. Square miles are bigger than acres.
Oh yeah, way bigger.
You're probably looking at like a 3 mile walk around. It's probably about 1,900 or so
Oh,
acres. You're probably looking at about a
3 miles.
walk around if you
Fuck
went
that.
around it. However, if you went straight through, it would be like maybe under 2 because of the way the land. Retrospect.
Then I guess we should cut through because it's faster, right?
Yeah, I
Far
guess if
as
it's
we know.
fucking faster.
I'm gonna see if I can like find anything in my pack that I can cover my boots with.
Then you guys all agree.
I have a blanket. I'll use a blanket. I'll like tie a blanket around my feet.
Okay. Your boots nice and clean. Eric, give me an Arcana check as you guys begin to enter the premises here. You feel this cushion. Now, when you were told by Wolfgang, when you feel this cushion, you'll experience a moment. We don't have a better name for it, but that's literally what it is, a moment in time. Just accept it, usually. Information, you know? And that's pretty much all the advice he's ever provided you. It's moments come across it. You kind of get like this fizzle of audio, kind of where you hear livestock, you hear handlers, you hear keepers. And you then look around and you don't see the detail of all of this ambiance, but you do see like vague blurs or like distrewed like black objects or dark shadows, so to speak, where things should be. You imagine what that light post would have looked like, but now it's just a destroyed bottom end. You don't even know where the actual post is. So you see the actual, like, say, you're looking at a skeleton view of, Blender, like in 3D objects. You could see through it in a like weird opaque acceptance. Though if you move your hand through it, it would pass right through it. As you take in, you see that this place was probably on the up and up. It was a very well-ran establishment. It seemed that all the individuals were very caring here. Though there is a particular audio. It's almost like it's music of some sort coming from further within one of the structures to your left. Would you pursue it or do anything with the information provided?
How far out of the way is it?
Yeah, probably about like 40 or so feet going into a building. All the buildings here are not destroyed. You can tell that most of the livestock was kept in what would be the big barn that's down the way, or out in the livestock pens. You see that there was passage of probably the army troops coming in and clearing these buildings, but the outside of them, there's no like blown up walls or actual siege to the structures themselves.
I know I said I would follow you guys, but would you mind if I take a look over here really quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, what do you see?
I just have a feeling that I need to go here. Maybe Ara is pulling me this
What
direction.
kind of feeling?
I can't quite describe it.
Like deja vu?
Maybe.
Um,
Hmm.
But I did just connect with Ara, so this could just be a new feeling that I'm not used to.
You had thought, as you do, you enter the building, or do you do any kind of
Nah, enter. I'm soldier. I don't care. Like,
You smell a little copper in the air on the top floor. Two-story structure from inside. From the outside, you couldn't quite tell. You thought it was just like a vaulted ceiling in these kind of setups.
oh no, recipes. I'm joking.
You look around. You see that in the kitchen there seemed to be a laid out plate of what now looks to be missing food. So there's some remnants upon it still. It looked like it was like a bacon, some eggs. Looks like breakfast was being served, at least at some point.
But like it's starting to decay. Right? It's fresh.
It's not fresh, but it's just kind of sitting there. I mean, if you leave bacon out after cooking it, that shit doesn't like start burning it. And it's literally just sitting there. So I wouldn't say that you discern it as super old. Probably within 24 hours or so, it was presented at some point and then consumed for the majority of it.
I guess continue in.
You do see a set of stairs leading up about halfway through the structure. There's no, it's a pretty nice open floor layout. You've got the kitchen to your left. To your right is a huge living room area that goes like another den. It's like an archway that kind of breaks it off. It's not so much a full wall, just in the top corners where it kind of like fills in to give that kind of difference in the room. It also looks like the den is like down maybe 5 feet or so. And then as you head down, it's like a hallway, but like I said, it's an open layout. It's kind of just more like supports. And then there's like these stairs that go up on the left-hand side right after the kitchen. To the right of those stairs, after prior to the kitchen, or after the kitchen, after the stairs, is just a big like steady. It's going to be tons of like bookshelves and assortments of desks, chairs that look eschewed. Again, this place isn't like super ransacked. You'd imagine that whatever it is the tent was for Cape Trails did not include doing much more than taking the livestock and killing whatever might have been present here. But nothing of even valuables that you see here. There's some decent copper pieces, some metals, some things that if you were a petty thief you would steal, but are still in its place outside of being briefly disturbed.
Anything catch my eye as far as this knowledge that I could be seeking here?
As you look around, you see a lot of different metal objects. Most of them seem to have purposes of hinging or connecting some kind of mechanism with another that's present in the building that kind of goes with the farm structure itself. None of it seems to be anything like you've seen at home. At home, you see a world where the machines are more human than the human personality. But nonetheless,
Yeah, I'll head upstairs. All I see is a foot, no other. Well,
body. Like the foot leads into the room, but to the rest of the body, but you can't discern just from the foot that
I'll go and
What the fuck do you see up there, big man?
investigate the body and see if I can determine how long it's been there.
Well, you go and do a give me a medicine check. The rest of you guys are waiting outside patiently. Probably about 5 or so minutes pass as you guys launder about and look around. Give me perception checks.
Can I cast message to him?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ask him what he sees. I'll put it in his direction and ask him what he sees up there.
Do you respond?
Oh, I'm not quite sure yet, but just give me some time. I will call you if I need you.
Alright, guys, he's still checking it out. We gotta wait.
Jin, as you hear Rolly give you guys an update on Eric's situation inside, you notice something. There's a noise rustling about from a hay bale, probably about 100 feet or so away, right against one of the barns. The barn doors are left ajar. There's about 4 hay bales that probably reach no more than 8 feet but plenty enough space for someone to take cover within.
I would point to the party and say,
Hey, I see something over there.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like what? What do you see?
The hay bale's moving.
Moving?
I'm gonna shoot it with my crossbow.
Remember Pat Benatar again?
One second.
Rolly and his crossbow skills fire right past Jen and hits the hay bale. It does ta. It kind of like it like ruffles it a little, and there's no movement. There's no there's no e. The arrow itself is actually stuck about halfway into the hay bale. It doesn't go all the way through and disappear, as you still see the tail end of it sticking out. Anyone else?
I don't think you got it.
Armina, any suggestions?
Okay,
or anything?
I'm back.
Oh, okay. You
What
fire.
happened?
It landed in about halfway through. No motion outside of the air, the bolt itself hitting the hay bale. And then Jin called out saying he doesn't think you got it.
Can I? I guess like, is there a lot of other hay bales around, or is it just mostly that?
There's decent chunks and locations throughout the layout of this property. This is probably the closest one. There's a couple other that are probably like 400 or 500 feet or further within the yards of the actual keeps or gated areas that livestock would have been.
I'm gonna cast message up to our cleric friend while you're doing that.
Like, yeah, we got like fucking movement out here.
All right.
Do
Well, you
not
guys are
think
thinking
can
about it.
handle
Eric says that as he says that, before you respond, you assess the room that you stand before. There is a woman. She is laid out, definitely deceased, recently killed, probably within 3 or so hours. There's no blade or weapon of seen. However, you imagine it to be a knife based off the laceration across her throat. It does not look like a suicide, though it looks like the position of their body is trying to say so, but with no weapon and no other evidence of self-struggle. There is a notebook lying about 2 feet from their open, sprawled hand. That it lies beneath the desk at the end of the room. The room itself is pretty basic, more something you'd see like a tavern have for like a in service. Real basic bed, desk, vanity mirror, and some. This one has a vanity mirror, and then a small little window that outlooks the group and the rest of the property.
Sorry, I like really got stuck on that 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Armina, did you come up with any thought process while they're thinking of what to do in the room?
I was going to try and see if I could stealth up to the hay bale, and like kind of like, yeah, just basically see if I can get a closer look and maybe like pick out if it's like.
Okay.
while she's doing that, I'd want to like ready Eldritch Blasts in case anything attacks.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. I'm just pulling up this map so I can put you guys in the little farms section in the corner. Alright. You, like a Catwoman herself, just doo-doop, doo-doop, Pink Panther all the way over without making a sound. Jin is impressed. Rolly expects it. And here you stand, just on the other side, as you kind of put out an ear to see what you catch onto.
Broly's just like miming like the stab motion to the
as you look back at your allies, you see the encouragement to kill whatever might be on the other side. However, you hear something that's a bit standoutish to you, Mina, as you hear like a little pouting, like just like a saddened individual. You can't tell any age or, um, you know, that kind of aspect, but you do hear someone sobbing on the other side, silently, quietly, but nonetheless.
Um, I guess I would just whisper, uh, just the fall. I guess if I heard crying, I would just whisper, "Hey, it's okay. We're not gonna hurt you."
You hear. That's what they said when they killed her too. I don't believe anybody anymore.
That's what who said.
It could be you on the other side.
Yeah, this is taking this long. Broly's gonna message you.
Like, what are you doing? Stab me, stab me!
Can I? I can respond
You can,
to that,
yes.
right?
Yeah, you can respond. Yeah, you just have to whisper.
I would just say, I think it's a kid.
I knew it. You're just as crazy as the other one. I don't know who you're talking to, but it wasn't me.
My friend has this ability where he can
He's a freak.
send messages. Yeah, maybe, but we all are, aren't we, in our own way?
So you admit it then. You are.
Probably.
You can't tell if it's a young boy or young girl based off of the like pitch in their throat right now, but they seem to be very off put on this freak of, you know, there's something that's spooked them based off of this initial grasp. Meanwhile,
I'm turning to Jin and be like,
Should we shoot again?
Eric,
Maybe.
what do you decide to do in the room, Eric? As you see Armina walk up to a bush and look to be trying to handle business in some sort.
I feel like there's a way I can
I
do
realized I just was told there's a kid in there. It was like Anakin Skywalker moment.
I know it's not gonna work. I'm gonna try to spare the die. I mean, it's probably not gonna work, but
On the woman?
yeah. See if she. Maybe I misjudged how long she was down.
Didn't he do like a medicine check? Does he know that she's dead?
That's what that they had already done one. Go ahead. You can't spare the dying. As such, you see like a twitch in their brief moments, and you see the laceration kind of sealing, and then the body kind of like twitch a couple more times, still lying in the blood, and then just a breath finally. Still unconscious, but no longer lying there in a pool of blood of continuous drip.
Okay.
So you now have a assumably conscious and unconscious individual before you at this point.
Okay.
Anything else you wish to follow up on, or you want me to go back to the other squad?
So they're still at 0 hit points technically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They are unconscious but stable, no longer at a threat of death. It's like a coma state.
D8 plus my spellcasting modifier.
As you go and you cast Cure Wounds upon this individual, you see yet another kind of sharpness of life come through them. As you now hear a deeper breath, you imagine she's coming to. Just as such happens, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw as you see her quickly spin around and put her hand against your chest. You see fear in her eyes and confusion and stress and a lot of tension. As
That
you're
was
caught off
so
guard,
close.
it was. As you're caught off guard, she quickly gets the upper hand and manages to throw you onto your back as her hand is upon your chest. And she's like, she goes, "Where is she? Where is she? I'm not going to fall for these tricks any longer."
Madam, I just brought you back.
So did the others. And all they did was kill me after they got what they wanted, which was nothing.
I will not kill you. I am a man of the cloth.
She, like, tries to look deep into your eyes. "I don't believe you." You hear her yell out, "Helena! Helena!" The rest of you all outside.
Can I hear that?
Yeah, the rest of you outside immediately just hear a woman screaming, "Helena, Helena!" from assumably a second floor window that you guys see the window, but it all looked like one floor, coming from directly up there. With such, you are Mina from the other side of that here. "This is the trick. I saw you kill her."
Wasn't us.
He also has 13.
We just got here.
You got it. "I don't believe you." You continuously hear, "Helena! Helena!"
What the fuck is going on?
Then you
Are we gonna shoot again or what?
As Rolly yells out, Mina, you hear the kid go, "Who's that with you? That sounds like an evil person too."
I would just respond with, I would yell back to Rolly and just say, "No, don't shoot."
Okay, no shooting, got it.
I put the crossbow down.
And, I would say, "Please, just trust us. We're not here to hurt you."
How am I supposed to believe you?
If
Every time I come out, I get
We
attacked.
just saved your life, and we have your kid, and or someone that's, you know, young
It's my
and knows your
mother.
name.
It's my mother, and you guys kidnapped her in the first place. I
She's
don't trust your
alive.
friend.
You saved her life.
She doesn't-
Okay,
she
that's your prerogative.
She doesn't seem to trust the non-female voice. It's responding to her.
Can I attempt to persuade her and just say, like, "Look, if we wanted to hurt you, we would have done so by now. I closed in on you hiding. I knew exactly where you were. I wanted to make sure that whatever I was hunting wasn't something I shouldn't be hunting."
So you hunt children too?
No, I don't hunt children. That's what you're not.
Give me a persuasion
understanding.
check. You use the word hunting to a child. I have no clue what that's supposed to mean.
Hey,
Nice.
pretty good.
I.
+6. That's
So you
great.
won't eat my fingernails?
I didn't know you were that good at that.
No, I won't eat your fingernails. I think fingernails are disgusting.
She puts up a hand, and you see a small hand come up, and 3 nails look completely like missing, ripped, destroyed. The fingers themselves look like they're very harshly healed, and then there's 2 still fully looking fingers. And she's like, "Because the other ones, that's what they did to just me." You don't see the rest of her, but she pulls her hand back down after revealing her wounds.
I'm gonna, like, slowly reach my hand out and gesture for her to grab it. And I'm not gonna, like, touch her or try to, like,
Okay,
pull
just
her.
gonna
I'm just gonna, like,
hang it out.
Yeah. Like a
Okay.
welcoming, like, I don't know.
Okay. As that's going on, Eric, how do you respond to this woman screaming frantically for a Helena?
Madam, could your daughter have hidden somewhere nearby?
She's like taking deep, heavy breaths. You'd imagine you'd do the same if your throat had just recently been sliced open.
I'm casting minor illusion, and it's gonna be her mom's voice telling her that we're cool. Like, these are your friends.
All right, give me 1 second for that. as she's looking around, kind of taking in her breaths, with her hand upon your chest, you feel that there's like a pressure against you, and it's almost increasing in pressure. Like it's not her physically using her gusto against you, but as if she has probably casted something already and is holding it in place. And she responds, "Who are you? And what brought you here?"
I'm Eric Winterslight. I'm a cleric.
"I do not know that family name."
I am not from here. I come from a very far away place.
"As does
I,
every evildoer. How should I
no, no,
trust you?"
no. I'm not even from this realm.
She quickly uses her, so she has her right hand against your chest. She moves her left hand and runs it across your temple. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, as you say you are not from this realm. You immediately feel like a tether in such. It's like she's consuming the thoughts that you were going to share. Like she's speed tracking through it, and then she releases it. As she does, it's like you understand that she pretty much caught up all the way up to the point before you departed from Wolfric, and you hear, uh, "That's how can that be? I have a daughter, and her name is Helena."
Oh, I know my friends were speaking of something in a haystack. Maybe it is your daughter. Should we
"She is
go to
not
my
a haystack, but she may be hiding inside." Yes. She seems very
I
literal.
don't think she is a haystack. No, I think maybe she's hiding there. Shall we go?
"Just know that I have the power to kill you and your friends if
I
given the chance."
I do not doubt it, madam. But
You feel the pressure
we
from your
mean you
chest
no
release.
harm. No.
She stands up. She kind of like rubs her neck. "Lead the way."
I will lead the way. And, you know.
You guys head out. Rolly, you see now Eric with a companion, a adult woman, probably in their 40s, maybe
Yeah.
50s, of humanoid nature. You can't quite tell. They're not an elf, but you can't quite tell if they're pure humanoid or if there's a little something else. You guys message to whom?
To the cleric.
Okay, so beforehand, before they arrive out, you had tried to lure out the daughter further.
I just tried to comfort her
Okay.
and trying to trick her using minor illusion.
So with
I'm
that,
trying to
I'll
like
say
basically
that aids Mina's.
persuade her with a minor illusion
Okay.
that her mom is like, actually they saved me, they're cool, you know.
In the time it takes for her to finally raise the same mutilated three-fingered hand to Mina's, Mina, you get like a little wince as she grabs onto you. You feel the strength in the two with the nails, her pinky and her ring finger that are fully intact, and then the other three fingers have like this weak grasp. You feel this just an intense like emotional connection of pain and distraught for what they probably went through. You can't even imagine what would have done this. You're almost too afraid to ask just because of what it could cost the child. As the child finally comes up, you see like a blonde, long-haired young girl, probably maybe 9 or so, and she has like a scratch from what looks to be like a claw of sorts across one of her eyebrow, her right eyebrow, going down all the way to where her jawbone would be, and it looks like she has some bruising on her on both sides, as if she had taken like a hit or two in the attempts of whatever it is she had came in conflict with. As she rises up, she's just like, she looks and her eyes just widen past you, past Jin, past Rolly. As you all kind of follow her glance, you then see Eric and the mother step out. She just jumps up for joy, and it's just like, "Mother!" And she just runs around the hay bale, and you see the full stature of this child is no more than maybe just under 4 feet, as she dashes off toward her mom and Eric.
Do I see her injuries at this point?
Oh yeah, she looks like a mess. I mean, the mom's in no better state, but due to your ailments, she looks significantly better than where you found her. But the daughter looks like she has faced her own fears.
As she's running towards me, Just use that.
All right. What do you say?
I say, may your suffering be lessened.
As you stutter that out, as she runs hastily towards you all, as you finally get the last word out of the lisp, she feels just like, Mom? And the parent responds, Helena, thank this man. And she refers to you, Eric, and she quickly gives you a nod and then hugs her, and she pulls her daughter aside, who is known as Helena, and looks at all of you. I warned this man that I can kill all of you if I needed to. Explain why you're here.
We lost some friends to a
As
bunch
we
of
all have. And she goes, "Oh."
nasty forest goblins.
She agrees with you. She
I
goes,
myself am a sand goblin, so you know,
I can tell by your tone.
don't judge.
I see that. I can tell the difference between species. Thank you. I appreciate your clarifications of concern during these trying times as she looks out to the Cape Corral, which is currently still
I'm just
on
saying,
fire.
those are probably the guys that fucked you up. I'm guessing.
One could say that we fell victim, yes. But others can say that we succeeded. She looks to Eric. This individual you have traveling with you, how much do you three know of him?
I quickly give her a look, like trying to tell her, like, hey, gentle, please. Like,
I see. So you three are of current era. It's okay.
Yeah, I guess we're not like time wizards or anything.
Huh. Time was it. I knew somebody who wanted to be one. Helena, weren't you interested? She kind of like nods her head shyfully. Well, perhaps we'll meet one. I am a concern on why it is we are here. Things were supposed to trigger upon my death, which did not happen. She seems in a matter-of-fact tone. At this point, she's like no longer concerned. She doesn't look fragile. She doesn't look concerned in any way. Her daughter, however, seems to be very confused. But this woman just seems to have this very stoic posture. She looks upon you all like she's assessing each of you, really trying to figure out what to do now, as something is not right in her opinion. What are your names?
This some kind of like insurance scam, and now we fucked it up, or
One could say that there was foolery afoot. This individual saw through that and covered up what would have been a very convincing wound. As she refers to Eric, she rubs her neck again, where nothing seems to be of issue or concern. So, I will introduce myself after I know who I am in the company of, as depending on who you are depends on who I am to you.
Roly Goblicon at your service.
She gives you a little nod. She looks to you, Jen.
Do like a big bow and
So warlock passing through.
Some warlock that likes to pass through. Perhaps you have a name that floats with you.
Guess it's Jin.
He likes to drink a lot.
And the
Yes,
woman
I
who
do. Call him that.
braved my daughter. I'm sure she tried to scare you away with her own mutilation.
My name is Zaramina.
Hmm.
Pleasure to meet. And I'll do like a fancy-ish bow, and then kind of like twirl my arm and just point towards her with it, like, pleasure to meet.
Ah, of course. Well, it's a little tricky. I am known as Livia Nudile. I'll type that in for you. I also go by what was called the Alvian, though it's been a very long time since I've been known as such.
does that mean anything to Eric?
Yeah,
Yes.
does that?
Eric, it means a shit ton to you. Everybody else, it doesn't mean a Jin. You know it to be a historical individual who survived and led a successful. Well, Eric would know the same thing. The LVN was a historical general during the Slain Wars, who, without her prowess and her abilities to heal the most ridiculous ailments in which the enemies used against them, not only was successful as a herbalist, but also a skilled fighter in the tactics in which no one has been able to describe in a actual form of ability, but the descriptor would be a flurry in which a dagger would move once but hit many. No one has ever learned the secret of this LVN's tactics. Though, Eric, this woman does not fit the description in which you would know. Jin, you only know the name and history. Eric, you would assume it to be of, at least based off of your understanding of the description of the alien, to be a tall, slender, just under 7 foot, elf in nature individual that arrived mysteriously to assist at one of the hardest of wars in the worst of times.
I look at her and quietly ask, "Are you disguising yourself?"
I wish it was that easy. Disguises these days. One can say I myself am in disguise just by being seen upon. No, this is my current state, at least in this era. Something tells me none of you are aware of what is happening.
Nope, we're from the circus.
And I would start doing minor illusion like disguises to like impress the kid. Like I'd be like a clown 1 second, like a safari person the next.
Yes, the circus, that is where I remember you. You're a far traveler, aren't you? You've been to many places. You came from the Smoldering Stocks, yes? The desert in which you claim?
Yeah, I've been around there before.
Is the name, if I'm not mistaken? She says Sosal, in case you didn't hear. Do you agree or disagree, Rolly?
What did she say? Sorry, I
She
missed it.
said you hail from Sosal, if she's not mistaken.
So, do I?
That's what she's asking. You
I
tell
have
me.
to check my backstory.
Okay,
I don't think
then,
so. But
okay.
I don't know if I gave it a name.
So okay, you might not have given it a name.
Is that
sorry.
where it is?
No.
Is that the name of
I
like where the desert
stuff.
is?
I was going through your stuff, so I thought it was something that you put, but no, I was in the wrong tab. You give me the name, and she basically calls out what your little particular home would have been called. But yeah, she nails it on the head. Do you take any response to that?
I would reply back in Goblin, maybe.
Okay, what do you say in Goblin?
It'd be like a local expression, like the juice is worth the squeeze or something like that.
Okay.
It's like what you say. It's like what you say like to get there. It's like it takes a long time to get there, but it's worth it. Like,
you got it. She responds also in Goblin. So if any of you guys don't know it, then you don't understand what Rolly hears and responds. And hers is a little different. She goes, "I once knew something called the Jug Crew. They would go about themselves referring about the army. Real under-depressing population, if you ask me."
Yeah, those guys are dicks. They definitely tried to kill me more than once or twice.
Yes, well, let's just say I might have been the creator at one point or another. At least of the concept.
What?
You all just met somebody in which
I'd be like fucking shaking in my boots at this point. Like now that these guys like verified that she's legit, and it's like, oh, you're in hiding. Like, oh, yes. I started the Jug Crew. Like, oh fuck, these guys are like the biggest pirate crew out there. Like they're They're like the juggalos of this world, basically.
She goes on to explain a little more on herself. One can say that my time here may be brief in history's books, but legendary across the time. My name has never been changed, which is odd because I never go by it, yet everyone can define me by one. Today, a unique instance happened in time. I was found dead by this individual known as Eric, who probably should have just passed on by, looted the place, but instead brought me back. Not to say I was gone, but brought me back nonetheless, inadvertently ruining the future in which Helena would have been facing had you not arrived. Whose idea was it to arrive here?
Communal idea?
Communal. Something tells me that there was a tick gone off. Out of place, out of line. There's a reason why the Jug crew has never been stopped. It is because I tell them where to be and when, on time. Me being standing here and Helena being there means that this is not happening as expected. I am to assume that the Jug crew have failed their first endeavor ever in history. Not to say anyone will live to tell about it, but I have the uncomfortable feeling that, well, how do I put this? Things are about to be worse in the very, very soon-to-be future. Why would one of you want communal's consent to pass through this farm, in which is not your property, was ransacked by an army just hours ago, and no livestock to be desired? What did you expect to find through here?
We don't know. That's kind of the point. We were gonna see what we could find.
Ah, so you prey on the weak or the already defeated?
No.
I'd hope not, because as history stands, you are supposed to be someone of worthiness. Someone I believe leads and rises and creates a stand for something. You, she looks at Jin at this point, you and your mysterious glow in your eyes actually meets an untimely death. Unfortunately, it's not in this life that you must face it. Though, if you don't behave well enough and you don't understand the teachings of your master, you might as well just do yourself a favor and find the closest cliff. But let's see what happens in a week. We still need you. My desert friend, I remember you tried to steal a loaf of bread. Not one, but a crate. Not for you, but for your kin. I don't know who it is you serve, or who it is you're with now, or why it is you are here, so far away, so far in the east, and nowhere safe. But I do know that you are kind at heart, at least from all your endeavors thus far. Your music leads the path, and the circus you serve, well, they have treated you fairly. However, the three of you have made a very poor decision walking through here. The only person I cannot account for their future would be this individual to your right. Eric is who she looks at next. Though I believe they were sent here to help you all. I will leave this bit of advice before... well, how should we say this? Before the recall takes full effect. But just know, you've all met the Alvian, Lizzie Anuda, the one, the only, Time Queen. And with that, the child, Helena, and the woman before you cease to exist. Nothing left behind, no vimp, no vamp, no noise. All of you look at each other, confused. What happened? Who was talking? Why were you all standing?
I'm immediately checking and making sure my drugs are where I left them.
You check your person, and the drugs all seem to be in place. Everyone but Eric, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
Oof.
Eric, you hear something in your mind. Don't worry. None of them will remember, at least not yet. The longer they're with you, though, it will come back to them. Good luck. He's counting on you. The three of you, at this moment, don't recall anything that just happened in this exchange, other than arriving, hearing something, and Mina, you look behind it and nothing there. Roly, you shot at it and you shot at it again. Luckily, there was nothing there. Jin, you see
Shot
Eric
once.
come back. Eric, though you know what experienced and what happened, you do understand where they stand. So how is it you come back and present yourself?
What'd you find up there?
I inspected the house. I
Forget about all that, I guess.
did not find much of subsequent there.
About 10 minutes have
Oh.
passed.
Though you seem to be scavengers, maybe there is something.
I don't know. We heard some rustling in this hay bale, but fucking nothing in there. I
They
guess.
remember that too. They know that.
Yeah, they did. And that's when I said Mina found nothing behind it. So she just
Okay.
looked behind it and was like, oh, there's nothing here. But they heard the rust.
I'm just pretending that that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what happened.
That's if I got mind wiped, like that's how it is.
Maybe it was.
She's like a level 20 character. Like
Maybe
I don't doubt that she has mind wipe ability.
small room. I don't know. I was in the house, so I have no clue what you experienced out here.
He seems just as confused as you are.
Shall we continue?
We probably should go.
Did you ever figure out what feeling you got? You went in there.
Again, like I said, nothing of subsequent was there.
Ah, shit. Well, let's keep moving. We don't want to get like swarmed by goblins or anything.
Yeah, I'm with Rolly on that one. Especially out in the open out here.
So, do you guys finish to just choose to go finish your way through the farm and reach the east ward of Cape Crow?
Yes.
Yeah.
As you guys pass through the rest, you notice one thing as you leave. When I said there was no livestock, there was literally no livestock, no carcasses, no mess. It's as if they just picked them all up and took them and did whatever they want with them off site, because there isn't a damn thing left. Otherwise, it's very airy. Weird moment. The wind blows. All of you guys kind of think it's aura. It's just the wind. As you arrive at the north of the east ward, you see what is the slums already. Not really any more enchambled than it already was. The fires seem to be within the walls, as out here looks to be just quickly ransacked and pillaged. There are what looks to be oddly no bodies lying about, but blood stains and shows of massacre present. Just no actual physiology to where those who were killed now lay. How do you wish to proceed?
Looks like a fucking tornado came through here.
I would motion that we try not to step on anything sharp. And
Okay.
see what we can find.
So,
Avoid sharp objects.
we'll do this district by district as you guys begin to traverse through Cape Crow. Eastward is the first area you guys search. Do you guys search as a team or individually? If you go individually, you each get individual rolls and individual loot if you find anything. If you roll as a team, you guys will get a horde, and that's where we settle that area. How do you guys want to go about it?
Do it all individually. Don't hear that.
What was that?
I vote individually.
The other three of
Just
you?
kind of go and we kind of like go and try and spread out. See if we can find shit. I mean, they're already gone, so.
I would say we should try to stick as a team, just because we don't know if there's like looters or other, I don't know, other people.
And if Rolly wants to go by himself, I would.
I can turn myself invisible. Like I'm not too fucking worried about looters. Like.
That's fair.
That is partially fair. So, if that's the case, then do you guys just barge through and jump in, or are you guys looking for Like, sorry. Are you guys trying to be sneaky, stealthy, concerned? I mean, everything's pretty much barren. It looks like death is upon
Yeah, I would
here.
say we do it.
You
I'd
guys
say
don't
we
see
do it stealthily.
any
If
people right now. You guys don't hear any murmurs or noises.
I would try to still do it stealthily, personally.
yeah, I'd keep a low profile. Like I'm not going to be trying to make noise or anything walking through the streets. Like I said, avoiding sharp objects, things that might make noise, kind of stuff.
All right. So, as you guys go about, give me some. I'm assuming you guys are just being stealthy. That's not really difficult in this particular zone, unless you guys roll really bad on your.
Entirely difficult for me.
Well, then
Somebody
for
went
you,
right.
you can roll a stealth check if you want to be, if you wish to try to be
No,
stealthy.
I'm just gonna just
All of you guys go ahead and give me investigation checks as you guys are,
There we go.
kind of scouting
Alright.
through and seeing what it is you can find.
Ooh.
Here. Nicely job. Nice.
Damn, we sneaky. What are you doing? Investigation?
Yes.
Yes.
So we got a 20 for Jin. Jin, as you're looking around, you have found.
That's a 20 on stealth, not investigation. I want to tease you.
Oh, just kidding. Never mind.
Can I
Start
give
over.
myself bardic? Can I give someone bardic?
Absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Armina, add a D8 to your.
if you want to add a D8.
You might as well. The last 10 minutes.
Alright, so that's for 17 for Mina. That's really good.
17 is way better than 15.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a 16, so yeah, not bad.
Same thing I rolled.
17,
So yeah.
Alright. Eric, as you look around in this poor spot of a place, you find 2 potions of healing, a quartz transparent white smoky gray gemstone that is valued at 50 gold pieces. I'll go ahead and do a little copy paste of that loot. Right, I'll just pop it in the chat and then we can make a little miscellaneous item for him after. Done. 1 second. This is going to be Eric. And then you found 2 HP pots. And if you care at all, you do see what looks to be a valuable piece of art. Well, it's just categories as art, but you see you see a pair of engraved bone dice.
No, I do not care about them.
All right, you leave those behind, but you do take those 3 items. The quartz crystal for the gemstone worth. Oh, I didn't put it's worth 50, but it's worth 50 gold pieces, and then the 2 HP pots. Rowley and Mina, the 2 of you individually, as you guys go through, we'll start with Mina. Mina, you find a translucent white with pale blue glow moonstones, 2 of them. They both look to be valued somewhere around 50 gold pieces each also. And you find what looks to be a small satchel, and in it, which is probably about four houses down, has 700 copper pieces, not converted, so it is copper pieces. You imagine, out here everything was cheap in the East Ward compared to in town, so keeping around copper made sense.
Who's finding this? Sorry.
This is Mina. So she found
Okay,
1
so
moonstone and 700 copper pieces. Then Rowley, you find a art object yourself. You see a small mirror set in a painted wooden frame that could probably fetch around 75 gold. The small mirror is probably, I don't know, like as big as your chest maybe. Not ideal to carry around, but you do see the value in its nice engraving. You see it you found it hidden in a room that was ransacked, but obviously no one cares for these kind of things. But as you see yourself in the mirror, you're like, hey, this is actually kind of nice. And then you see the adornments and whatnot of it. Outside of that, in that same room, you do find an opaque white chalcedony gemstone and a orangish reddish brown carnelian gemstone. Both of them equaling about 50 gold pieces, so about $100 worth of gemstones, or 100 gold pieces worth of gemstones. Jen, you look around and you kick stuff and you search for other things, but you find one thing that, for whatever reason, is just looks like treasure to you: a silver ewer. Do you take it?
Silver what?
Ewer. Let me actually get a proper definition, because what I believe it to be is, yeah, it's a large jug with a wide mouth. So a silver jug, basically. Usually used for water for someone to wash in or something of that sort. Like you would carry water in it and then pour it, like, somewhere to a bath, or like over, like for traveling purposes. Yeah, it's just the silver is the value you see in it, more so less the function, unless you want to do that.
I guess I take it.
All right, you are official looter. Congratulations. Okay, I'm just kind of quick typing what it is you guys got in here. Rolly, do you leave the mirror or do you take it?
I'm not gonna take it. It's too big. It's like as big as me. Like.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys wanted to loot, so I'm saying there's things to loot. But you.
I pointed out to one of the bigger guys if they could carry it.
Okay.
That mirror probably fetched some gold. But you don't have to carry it.
Doesn't sound like any takers. To be fair, it's not like there's a pawn shop down the street, so I can understand the non-interest.
I was panning the audience to see if anybody had like a bag of holding.
Yeah, right.
They didn't tell us about it.
Right. So, I believe that's what I wrote is what you guys basically took. After the eastward, there are two entrances. You know of. You guys are closer to the south entrance, but you guys could go around to the north. It's up to you. What do you guys wish to do?
The north entrance is up by the river. Guys, make it the other way around.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
what are you recommending?
I say we go north.
Fine.
That way we can keep an eye out on and go the opposite way.
Kind of make a goblin motion.
As you guys head around.
I'll like mimic a forest goblin. Like I'll do my best.
It's pretty accurate outside of the skin tone in which Rolly is.
Right.
But yeah, as you guys head up north, you do notice that there's no armies coming back toward you. Everything is still heading away. Even in this distance, you see bleak, dark spots on the horizon that you assume to be the masses. As you come around to the center of the entrance, it is just busted open, the walls sieged, the gates destroyed. There's pretty much nothing there protecting it in the sense of closing or from bombardment. It has been just savage. Right through the gates, you just see this litter of just pits of scarred earth, scorched earth, and structures just ransacked and destroyed, full walls missing to where buildings you could just see straight through. And the bazaar, the tent, is just in shambles, as that is what seems to be the biggest fire in currently present in town. There's a lot of small ones. The biggest one is still the tent that is just lit based off of all the material. It is just letting off this huge plume of smoke above. And there is no one screaming. There is no one. It is just dead, eerie, silent. And again, you guys have not come across any bodies.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like,
yes.
it's really weird. This is creeping me out now.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on? Like, this place is burned to shit, and there's nobody dead. They just, like, they left. What the fuck?
Eric, give me a history check.
To see if I knew this joke. I'm joking. History.
You're not certain yet, as you have not seen any evidence, but you have heard one time in history where no bodies were left behind. Though this does not meet all the criterias to declare such, it's you got like a tingle in the back of your mind, like,
The
huh?
idea is present
Yes.
upon
What
further
is it, like the
investigation.
immaculate genocide or something?
Yeah, the cleanest one there is, So you guys go inside.
Yeah, let's check it
I'll
out.
probably pull the back.
Okay. Mina, you know this town quite well. Not to say that you lived here your entire life, but you frequented with business and other pleasures. Is there any specific thing you would say that you find most important for you to visit or check out upon entering the core of Cape Crow?
It's a tough question. I guess probably the house where, or like the place where I got my first like real kill.
Okay, your first assignment? Okay. You take off and head to the haydock. Well, the rest of them all kind of wander in. You guys all go about looking about everything. You slowly head south to the haydock as you do. In the merchant square, Rolly, Eric, and Jin from a distance, you see that there look to be like an assembly of sorts. The ground beneath you is just laid out as if people were standing at attention of some sort, and there was some kind of march in and out. Some very organized things happened here in the square, which is a first because the merchant square has usually been hectic for many of your oncomings and goings of people yelling and declaring that they're this and they're that and messing with this large sword, this large sword which is still in the ground here. It's about 15 foot in actual height, not showing what's actually inside the ground, and it's just this massive, just stoned blade. The origins of it all are blurry, but they all just kind of say a giant threw it from the hill, and no one's ever been able to get it out. But that still stands. Clearly, that was not something of interest to the Goblin King. You guys can just drag your characters to the zone you wish to investigate, and then I'll delve deeper into what's going on. But feel free to discuss how you wish to or not to interact with whatever it is you wish to be interacting with.
I cannot pull the sword out.
You would not have been the first one to try. There you go. Give some little fire points where you guys know where there's a little bit of flames going on. Didn't expect you guys to come to a burning city. That's super dangerous, but let's just walk on through and hope for the best.
I don't know, we got like deja vu. We had to go check it out.
So,
like going to an amusement park. You have to go.
right, you just have to see what's going on. Starting in the north. Eric, you head into a particular part of the square that looks to have its own well outside of the main one that's the community would be using. Based off of the general depiction of the way these buildings are laid out and the structure signs and the bashes in some walls and not in others, you could imagine what was more important to the Goblin King present here. It looks like almost all the businesses were hit and ransacked. There's one store that looks impeccably untouched. One store has no breakage, the entire building is as if it was avoided or, for whatever reason, ignored.
Check it out.
You walk up and you look at it. It looks like a very clean building. Outside of its surroundings, you would not know any better.
Where are the entrances?
There is a front door. It
Look
has
at
a
the
little
front door.
door knob, a little wooden handle. It looks like a basic door. No window on it. The windows all have curtains closed, so you can't see inside. But there's a door, and it has a little handle and a knob.
I wiggle the doorknob and try to open it.
You wiggle it. It does wiggle, however, it is locked.
test the building and whack it with my warhammer.
You swing it. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. As you're doing that, Rolly, are you checking out the bazaar?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I'd be looking at what's kind of left of it.
Okay.
You know, we did do that big trial here, and
As you look
it's
into,
kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see it burn down.
as you look through the burned patches and the openings that have revealed what is inside, you see what looks to be a full-on, destroyed, distraught flea market. Curious, when you were in here, it was a whole fucking coliseum of shit. But as you poke your head in the openings that aren't like the flames are at the very top at this point, it's just kind of like billowing smoke, just showing the main locations of current damage. As you kind of poke your head and you see that it looks like it was a full-on jam-packed swap meet going on in here, and there was probably 50 or so vendors with miscellaneous stuff that's now all burned to shit and pretty much unusable. There is one thing, well, one small row of things that lie white and almost untouched upon the charred desk they lie upon, about 40 feet in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and see what those glowy white things are. Try not get burned.
Alright, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check as you maneuver your way through this maze of charred wood and hot lights, coals. As you quickly move your way through with ease, you arrive. Before you lies 4 neatly folded towels, almost unscathed by the flames and everything else that occurred around them.
Scales?
Huh?
Like dragon scales?
No, you
What
see.
kind of scales? Like
They're like. What did I say? Scales? Is that what I said?
I thought that's what that's what I heard.
No,
I
like
don't
they're
know what you
like
said.
folded napkins, like a cloth,
Okay.
like a
Cloth.
handkerchief of
Unburned
sorts.
cloth.
4 of them folded neatly together.
Yeah, I'd check them out.
As you
like,
grab one,
pick,
it feels like a normal cloth.
I'd pick them up and yeah.
Very white. As you grab the other ones, you notice that wherever it made contact with your hand that was dirty is now very clean. You probably haven't seen your skin this clean in a very long time.
In my bag.
You grab all 4 cloths.
I put them in a little. I put them in a inside a little. I have a little like where I'd keep like a handkerchief or whatever. I'd stuff them.
Okay. You have 4 of them, and each one, completely unfolded, is about 4 by 4 inches. All right.
Ever clean wet wipes.
You collect
That's
4
what they do.
4 cloths. Jin, what are you doing in the square?
I was going near the well to like fill up that jug I had, just in
All
case I
right.
needed some fire.
You fill up the jug with whatever water you can find inside. You notice that there's not, so to say, a ton in there, but there is enough to get the jug about 3/4 of the way before it becomes a little cumbersome to continue the effort. It would just take much longer as the water has significantly lowered from the recent ransacking. You imagine that this was probably popularly used well briefly in the moment, and then, well, couldn't say where any of that water is now. So you got about 3/4 full.
I'm gonna head off.
Alright. Mina. You've been thinking long and hard about your first kill. As you make your ways back to the haydock, you almost reenact the stealthiness in which it took you. You remember it very clearly because it was your longest job ever. Nowadays, you probably take down an adversary in a minute of being in their vicinity. This one took you over an hour, and you remember very much why. As you were making your way through this unruly location known as the Haydock out in Cape Crow, where all the people who got off the boat would be real mean and impolite, and then others would be very bossy and of business purposes. There was one individual you knew. What would their name be, Mina?
Johann.
Johann was a friend of yours. I wouldn't say growing up, but a friend of yours. An acquaintance, maybe. Probably more of acquaintance than a friend, but if you needed to rely on someone, it was Johann. Wouldn't say you grew up the same, as you definitely went through a different career path, but they'd always show up at the weirdest of times to just pop in and check on you. Well, Johann showed up this day as you were making your way through the haydock. Your adversary before you, probably no more than 30 feet. When Johann comes by and says, "Hey, yeah, it's you, right?" Your very first interaction with them. It's been some time in the past when you had seen each other between when you were younger to where it is you were now on your first assignment. Let's go ahead and RP that real quick. So he pops out and he throws you off. How would you have responded in this moment? Saying you were 30 feet away from your adversary, imagine the world was normal, and you were just killing people because it was a job, not because there was war. How would you have responded?
Are there other? I'm assuming there's other people around.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
You imagine it was like a
Like, it's
busy,
just like
a busy,
bustling.
little
Okay.
little market square, and you were just gonna
Oh.
Assassin's Creed them, and Johann pops in and interrupting you.
Hey, how,
Johann,
what are you
Johann. Yeah, you remember me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Is it still Mina, or do you have a new name?
Yeah, it's still Mina.
Okay, cool. I haven't seen you out here in Cape Coral. Recent
Unless you want it
visit?
to be a different name.
Well, he like brushes his hair. Not today, not today. We'll stick with Mina. So what brings you out here to the marketplace? It's my stomping grounds, you know?
It's honestly just a nice day for a stroll, I think.
Right.
Was it a nice day for a
It
stroll?
was a nice day for a stroll. As you
Sure.
describe it is as it was. Right, right. Something...
Figured I'd stretch the old legs out a bit.
Yeah, about that. Stretching. Do you plan to stretch on my turf, or you just doing that friendly walk? He seems to, though friendly still, he seems to be very adamant on this idea that he now has his own domain. Something he talked about as a kid growing up, that one day I'm going to have what's mine. And he was a young thug for everyone, up until apparently now.
Just a stretch of the legs.
Well, it's been a great seeing you, Mina, and I really hope we could do business in the future. You know, I heard you got some talents. Can imagine them being used out here, but other places perhaps. Let's just say, if you come to town, just ask for Johann. Someone will point you in the right direction. I'll let you enjoy your walk.
Looking forward to it. I'm sure future business prospects and whatnot could be pretty. I guess how should I put this? Profitable, productive.
Right. Well, I'm gonna let you enjoy that thought. Just one more thing. If we're gonna do business, just don't kill any of my guys while you're here, yeah? He just gives you like a wink, a smile, and starts walking off.
You got it, boss. I'll like playfully joke, and then
As that happened, how would you say the rest of your hit went? Now that your interruption was done, you quickly lost your adversary. You searched for them for the remainder of this hour. You do find them again. How would you say you went about the kill?
probably would have like spent the hour looking for them, and then eventually would have found them at an inn,
Okay.
and I would have poisoned their drink.
You got it. Well, let's just say that when you had to confirm the kill. So when you confirmed the kill and you saw them choking, you didn't know who they were having that drink with. Through the mirror, across the street, behind the carriage, you watch as they're choking and they're struggling to breathe, and someone immediately runs to their aid. It's Johann. He looks around. He calls for help. You imagine in the an unaudible state that you are from this distance. You see him trying to pat the back, seeing if he's choking, pulling the Heimlich, and nothing's working until he goes still. This individual in which you murdered. Johann looks around. And he looks out the window and squints his eyes. You don't know if he saw you that night. But that's where you find yourself standing. Where the carriage would have been. Across the street. Peering into where now is a cracked and disbarred window. No longer a table and chair where one would be. Beside a now destroyed bar. You see one more flash image of Johann looking at you. Supposedly. You've never seen him since that day. But now that you think about it, you've never not been hunted since. As you stand before your first scene, is there anything you wish to do?
Probably just think good riddance to myself, and because this is kind of the reason that if she was like being hunted, like, I mean, but the guy that was hunting her, so like, just be glad that like, hopefully she doesn't have to deal with that shit anymore.
All right. Give me an investigation check as you linger about a little while longer.
Oh boy.
Eric, you swing your warhammer and smash that door. As you do, the door rattles. Not a single scratch comes to the door.
Oh boy.
Do we hear that door rattle?
Investigation's not my strong suit.
Oh no, yeah.
Rolly
We're
and
good
Jin
at
do
seeing
hear a
things coming up,
smash,
but not us close.
but don't see where it's coming from. You guys just hear it in the north area where Eric had wandered. But you don't hear, like, you just hear like a contact, make contact, but nothing actually like break or shatter.
They look at Rolly and give him like a look, like what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I would pass a message to you, like,
Hey, what do you see? Come on. Help.
It's to Eric, right? Or to who? Who are you sending it to, Rolly?
to Jin.
Oh,
I think
Jin, got
Jin
it.
was the one that's
Gotcha.
looking at me. Yeah.
Jin, you can
Hey,
respond to this message.
I hear something, but I didn't see anything where I'm standing.
Oh, where the fuck they come from?
Starting to look where the noise came from.
As you guys head that way, Eric, what are you doing? As the door has no change after your assault upon it.
I'd proved my thoughts that it was magical without having to, you know, friggin' ritual cast detect magic.
Yep, there's
Figured
definitely
it
something
was
magical
Yeah, I mean, he
about this
could.
place.
Yeah.
the quick and dirty to figure it out.
Something is definitely
Should tell him
special
the
about
school.
this building.
Yeah, but I don't.
If he
School
cast
that.
it, yeah.
I don't care enough for that. I just was wondering why one building was immaculate, so I verified why it was immaculate.
As you guys discuss this
I'm
noise, you
just
see Eric head
seeking
back.
knowledge.
The three of you wound up. What is it you guys wish to do? The three of you. I'm gonna get to you, Mina. Just that 5. I'm thinking about how to make it really, really worth it.
You hear a noise from over there?
Yeah, there's just a magical building over there.
Yeah, it's just a magical building, you know, your everyday shit.
I couldn't get in. I didn't try very hard, but
Well, let's figure out what this fucking noise is. Maybe we can check it out later.
it was me. Did you not hear me say I tried to get into it?
Yeah, I mean, you tried. Did I try?
But you said
Did
you were
Mina
gonna check
try?
out
I'm guessing.
a noise. You confuse me, little man.
Look, I don't want to get stabbed in the back. Let's check it out.
Why are you following me?
You guys
I'd be
head around.
I'd be searching around, seeing if there's any noises from
Rolly
anywhere.
is lost and confused on where this noise is coming from. Eric, you justified and reasoned, and you head further into town. Jin, how do you take all of that? Since you were the third party in this situation.
It's like Jin probably just shaking his head like, oh my god. I'm just gonna stick with the party. Sure nobody
Three
gets
of
hurt.
you, without communication like traffic, go in the same direction and end up what looks to be another tent site, much smaller in size to the bazaar that's right behind it. This seems to give essence of gypsies or traveling wizards, one can call them if they don't like the term gypsy. The real sack and bag them kind of drop it where they are kind of individuals. You see a lot of what looks to be voodoo-like nature materials scattered and shattered. A couple major foot areas, foot traffic areas where there was probably marching. But there are a couple tents that are still upright, though open, and you can see inside them. Don't look tattered, torn, or dispersed like the rest of the camp does.
They're occupied.
Let's say, do we
They're
see
all
anybody
open.
inside?
They're all open with no one inside. At least not what you see. You see what looks to be each of them having a single sleeping bag, neatly and prepared as if expecting someone to come.
Looks like we weren't the first ones here. These look like they were set up after the place was burned.
Mina, as you start investigating into buildings, kicking around the debris, scooting about and shooting this shit in your head, you hear something. In the same building you stand, now mind you, this is theater of the mind. In the same building you stand, probably no more than 20 feet on the other side of that wall, you could have sworn you heard footsteps. And they stopped almost immediately the moment you heard them.
The moment what?
The moment you heard them.
Oh. I would attempt to stealth and like see if I could like find where the noise is coming from.
Okay, give me a stealth check. There's someone who has been using a staple gun or something every night, every second, and I don't know how they haven't run out of staples yet.
An odd thing to do at night.
I don't know. I really don't know if that's what it is, but it just constantly sounds like someone's pulling a trigger and it's shooting like a air compact staple. That or it's like a shotgun going off 24/7. It's nuts.
Somebody's shooting the airsoft gun off or something.
I don't know something. I mean, but I don't know what they could be shooting at out here. Like, but whatever. I guess I'll find them and target on them. Mina, you're quieter than your adversary as you hear another creak coming further ahead, about within that same 20 feet. You hear a shift and a slide. It's moving to your right about 4 or 5 feet. On the other side of the wall, of course. You look to your right, you look to your left. You don't see an entrance on either end. What do you do?
I try to loop around for like to look for an entrance.
So do you leave the building and try to go to the other side?
Yeah.
Okay, you sneak out of the building. You take one more peek. No, it's no other way. You walk around. As you do see a door. It is ajar. You imagine that the individual is probably still inside because you don't see anyone in the open immediate vicinity. It stairs going up, probably about 6 steps. You could probably skip 3 of them.
Yeah, I tried to.
Alright, leaning off of your 17, you manage to easily tiptoe up. You Pink Panther 1, 2, 3, and you're at the base level. As you do, you put your foot down, and you know the moment that you put the pressure, you're fucked. So you're standing there like a free, like a paused sanction. This is a moment you have to decide. Do you put your weight down and let a creek go? Or do you lean back and potentially lose your balance down the steps?
Lean back.
You lean back. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw. As you start wavering, you know noise is a killer. If you fall, at least you're further away.
Oh,
Meanwhile, on the other side of Cape Crow, you guys found 3 tents. You guys discuss how most likely they were present after the raid. That stands to be proven, but that is the synopsis. What are you 3 doing?
think there are others.
You guys see where? Yeah, I mean they probably are. You see where Mina went? I think she went this way. Can't lose any more people. We already lost like 4 already.
go this way.
So you would technically have to go around this way, as this massive
Oh,
structure right
sure.
here would be
Fire.
would be a full-on walled off like a cemented zone, and the building inside whatever that structure may be is lit. Yes, or well, settling, but plumes of smoke still rise. Um, Jin, what were you trying to say? I think I only heard you remember, but I don't know if I heard everything you were trying to say.
No, I just said it was on fire. But I
No,
was
no,
gonna follow
prior to
Rolly.
that. Oh, got it. Okay, so there was nothing else. Eric, was there anything you wanted to do in that zone?
No.
You got it. All right. You guys head south, further down in Cape Crow, toward the Haydock, known to Rolly, known to Jin, and known to Mina. Eric, you were just walking through a town, and you're like, this is what some towns are like. Cool. Eric, your way of living has been a bubble. And when I say that, I mean literally a bubble. You understand what people have shown you, what people have told you, and the little that you've been allowed to see. And when I say allowed to see, it has been very controlling in your life. Up until now, have you actually been let out on your own? And you are so paranoid of getting called back that you don't want to make any mistake. But you're also taking in that this is not what's trained. This is not what they teach. This is not what's taught. This is like everything they should have given you. I guess is what's going through your mind is you're just trying to learn, and absorb everything around you so you can stay relevant with the time, so to speak.
1984.
So, as such, you guys head on south immediately where you 3 are standing. I'll move him real quick. Oh, what? Oh, then it's this one right here. Okay, yeah. This structure right here. As you arrive, Rolly, you remember this place for a unique story. One time you were in town playing a quick little nightclub gig that paid well. And as you were leaving, you swear you saw someone breaking into this jewelry or what was pawn shop during the pre-raid time. And of course, being a Rolly, you were curious. You went in, you checked what was happening inside, you said hello, you heard somebody running amok, you ran in, they were gone. Did you take an opportunity that time? Tell me the story. When this person fled, and they were no longer a concern of you, you were then at a crime scene of a pawn shop being broken into. What were your actions? Mind you, this pawn shop also, within seconds of this person leaving, did catch a light.
I would have probably just cast like enhance ability, made myself as nimble as I fucking could, and like spin flipped out of the window, trying to leave as little evidence as possible that I was even there.
Do you take anything? Or did you take anything?
What was there?
It was a jewelry store, like a pawn shop. Like it was like a fancy little like gems, necklaces. You wouldn't know if anything was magical because you'd never been into the store, but you did know that it was more of a high retail.
I mean, I'm already gonna get implicated for the crime, so I'd take probably like the coolest ring I could find, but that's it.
Alright. So we'll say
Wouldn't
that
have time to do
you took
anything
what
else.
became your seed money for your latest band production and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Pretty much what led you into the hall.
I had to pay for my album somehow,
So
These record labels take a fucking cut.
as you come around, you see that you see the structure, and you're like, man, it's seen better days, because now it is just completely charred down. There's no remnants of it even being what was a pawn store in any aspect, or jewelry store for that matter. But it was a good time because that was where you got your start. Unintentionally, not provided to you, but life has a way of handing things to people. And you gotta have that memory.
I was gonna get burned anyway, so whatever. I saved it.
Makes you wonder if they ever fixed it, or if this was from the raid, or if this was from the very first time when you had left. You never know.
Yeah.
But as you guys are kind of with Rolly in this moment, you all hear a shattering of wood. Just Mina, you are flat on your back. You're choking out. You think you got stabbed by one of the planks. You take 7 points of damage as you hear feet above in the room shuffling and like immediately reacting to this sound, moving. You don't know if it's coming to you. You don't know if it's going away from you. Your ears are ringing from hitting the back of your head. Give me a Constitution saving throw. The other three of you, give me a perception check, please.
God damn.
Yeah. All
God
right.
damn, we all rolled twos. Triple twos.
Oh man, that is that's a rough one. All right. So, Mina, you
You rolled 7.
as you
7 2.
hit your back, boom, and your like immediate consciousness kind of flickers in and out. You snap back in it. This is prime time. Shit's about to go down. You're not able to immediately jump to your feet, but you are aware that the upstairs individual in which you were pursuing has fled further in, and you do hear what seems to be like a whining, like turning metal jammed window like noise, like one of those rotary lock things where it's like wee, 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 and then pops open. Um, as it does, you feel immediately safe because they're running from you, but you don't feel great. How do you respond?
Quick question.
Mhm.
From a mechanics perspective, does
Mhm.
evasion half that damage or no? The 7.
Pop in evasion. Let's see. I want to read it.
So it says when you're subjected to an effect that you can nimbly
Yeah, you take half.
Hold on. Let's go ahead.
of certain area effects, such as Ancient Road Dragon's Breath or an Ice Storm spell, when you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw to only take half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw and only half damage if you fail.
Okay. I will
Yeah,
allow
so if you
to
succeed, you don't
void
take
the
any damage.
but you still have the wind knocked out of you and you're still prone.
Okay.
So you still are on your ass. How do you respond?
I mean, I would get up and then, I would.
The stairs are destroyed. You'd have to jump or climb, so to speak.
I heard the window
Yes.
crack open.
Mm-hmm.
I would try to rush back out and outside and do I get a sense of directionality from where this window would be?
So let's say you're still standing here.
Yeah.
It would seem as if the noise is coming from this corner.
I guess I would. Shit. I'll try to jump up the steps.
Okay. Give me a acrobatics. As you're doing that, the rest of you guys don't hear anything. Somehow, some way, surprisingly, the echo of wood cracking and a nimble Mina manages to divert majority of the noise and damage coming with it. As you see a quick blob, just fall out of what looks to be the second story of a building, all the way at the end of end of the haydock, and then run across out of view in this assumed direction. As Mina, as you get up, you bust through in like a popo or a thief or whatever it is you want to imagine yourself running as through these buildings chasing after this individual. You bust down to a hallway and you go straight ahead. As you do, you see the individual's already out the other end. As you arrive at it, you too see them from the window point in which they jumped out of, running off in this direction further toward here. do you pursue? And for the three of you, if you guys were to start running in that direction, it would probably take you the amount of time it takes for Mina to decide whether or not she jumps out.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I'm gonna pursue.
As Mina
Yeah, if
jumps
we saw
out,
people jumping out the window, I guess. Yeah.
you see then another person as you guys make it just about 60% of the way there, and it's none other than Mina. As she just like Superman flies out, cat prowls, and then looks up. You see your three allies coming to the right, jogging in your direction.
I don't know who it is, but I'm chasing him, and I'll just point.
Yeah, they went that way.
Point.
And I just keep running after the
You're
person.
running.
Bonus
All
action
right.
dash, cunning action dash, all that shit.
As you guys
Yeah, Rogues can get real
run
fast.
up. 1 second. You guys see there's like a little park of sorts present. I'm going to drag some tokens. Give me 1 second before I import you guys. Now, mind you, you guys were obviously on an overworld map, clearly. So, you guys are going to have to get a sense of distance in a second. But you see a big park up ahead. Imagine, like, you know, a cool regional size park, basically. As you guys run in chase, you arrive here. You see ahead of you that instead of it being a massive pond below, it's a ravine that has a lake that's like above a second area of what would be walking path if it was low tide, or so to speak, and then a deeper area of the ravine that runs through. There seems to be lush going throughout. Though you hear split splat, split splat, split splat, somewhere from behind this area running further.
How deep does it, like,
It probably drops about 45, 50 feet at its at its like peak, and then at minimum 30 feet.
You heard him go which way? Sorry.
Uh, so assume you hear split splat from behind here, so you're assuming that that they got below, or they entered from below instead of the direction you guys specifically came from, as they were technically out of sight by the time you guys reached ground level and converged together. Across the way is a like-minded height. It's definitely like a ravine sense of the way this park layout is.
Do we know how deep the water is?
Mina, you would know that the water can reach as deep as 20 feet, particularly at its lowest from there. And that's talking about 20 feet from below this actual surface level. And right now, this is about 5 feet under the water itself. So at the moment, the water's probably 25 feet. It's not a heavy river flow. It's more or less a steady one, except during the weather or the drain of the Cape Crowell, where they have their the little gate plug for the river that goes into the ocean, the dam, so to speak. And otherwise, right now, this is walkable, traversable. You'd just be, as you heard, someone treading through water to get through it. And then this goes about another 25 or so from the water level height, specifically. You guys are about 40, 45, 50 feet up, depending on where you're actually standing. But consider it a guaranteed minimum 30 foot drop.
So if we make it to the edge, do we see this guy?
Yeah. No, you don't see them because there's like a big formation here that blocks you view about here, but you hear the splats of movement as it slowly starts fading off. From this direction, you do pick up another little quick audible, as you could tell that they probably crossed somewhere that intersected with the opening, and then it starts to fade again.
Do we know of like any places where we could traverse this, like where they might have gone to traverse it without like diving in?
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Like this way.
Though doesn't mean they didn't, but you don't see anything. But you could go that way. Like the trees and stuff aren't blocking you; they're just massive and they're there. So you know, like you can assumably travel across the top. You could go down if you wanted to, in a sense of scaling, or if you wanted to slip and slide and just pop into the water.
Yeah, I would try to do that.
All right. You see Mina Pocahontas dive. 3 of you are now standing at top. Give me a performance check to see if you get an Olympic gold medal for your dive. I want to see how big that puddle splash is. It is not the prettiest jump, but it's pretty solid because of her slender figure, and you hear a bloop. As you guys all look down, you see Mina, and she's like, the water's great! No, as a piranha bites her ass. But, no one asked what was in the water, they just said how deep it was.
Think they went that way?
Do you yell back up, Mina?
Yeah. And I'm just gonna
Think they did? Okay.
follow the sound of the water.
Are you gonna go this way or that way?
I guess I would go probably this way.
Alright. So you head over here. Eric stays along the top. Jin, Rolly, where you guys go?
Probably too chicken to jump.
Fly across.
Do you stay in the air,
Jeez.
or are you flying down at
That's
that
not
level?
fair.
Flying like
There you
down,
go.
but like still above ground.
Got it. You're hovering above the water, but you fly down to the level of Mina, so to speak. You got it. As you're flying through, you do notice that there's like another little water groove pit in here that probably goes down in its own little 10-foot gap. And then there's a massive wall here that blocks the view straight across. As you come down, you do start to see that it does wind upward here. Rolly, what are you doing?
I'm gonna acrobatics. I'm gonna see if I
Got
can do a
this.
full dive.
You got a desert goblin diving in. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics.
Hell yeah.
And
There we go.
you fly with passion, and you put the pointiest point of your nose forward, and it breaks the water surface, parting it with more than enough space for your small goblin body to plop in further. As you do, you look around, and you see little fishes that swim by, and they look at you with judgment, as you are probably the ugliest thing that's ever been into this pond. Otherwise, Eric, you find yourself at the top of this surface in which you have no vision enabled, so let me fix that. Boop. There you go. Where you can see your allies. Mina and Jin can see Mina. Mina cannot see Eric from this vantage point. Rolly, you can, and Jin, you can. How do you guys wish to proceed? Keep in mind, you guys, if you guys shout, it resonates. So I'll give that as a fair.
I can cast message.
No,
so.
I know. I'm saying for
Just like a whisper.
everyone involved.
Yeah.
Communication,
So
maybe.
it'll echo.
Oh yeah. You heard the split
I'm
spots?
following Mina.
Alright, as you guys wade through following Mina, you guys are moving at a slower pace than Eric is. Except Jin, but Jin is purposefully keeping pace, I'd imagine. So I'll move you guys right about here, and I'm going to pause it real quick. As Eric, you start moving across the top, and you hear something. Go ahead and give me a perception check. I want to move you over here for purpose of explanatory. You hear some kind of murmuring happening below, just like a goblinoid, but you can't make out what it's saying, but you hear that it's in the goblin tone, and it does not sound like Rolly. As you get closer and you peer down,
It's speaking in Goblin?
yes, you hear that echoing from below as you move closer and closer to the edge. You look
But
directly.
I can't understand anything they're saying?
From where you were, you heard it it sounds goblin, but you couldn't make out the actual conversation. And then as you're approaching and you get to the edge, you look down and you now can clearly hear the conversation happening as you see 5 goblins and 2 hobgoblins. This particular goblin is talking. Oh, sorry, you see 6 goblins and 2 hobgoblins. The particular one that I pinged at is the one you see Eric looking down, and he's saying in goblinoid, "I think they found me. I ran, but they chased me. We should go. I don't know if there's more looters than us." Then the other ones are just like, "Ah, we kill, we take the loot too, yeah!" And they're kind of like whispering, hyping themselves up as they're in the water, and you hear the water drips from their like weapons and stuff as they take them out and paddle a little. Then you hear one big whoosh from the hobgoblin here as he raises his blade, and he goes, and he puts his ear out. I'm going to see if he hears you guys. You say you were followed. And he says, like, to hush down a little. Eric, what do you do with this information?
How far away are they?
That's a decent distance. It's not so much on how far they are away, it's the fact that they may be seen before you can warn them, from your point of view. Because they're coming around this bend.
No, I meant the goblins.
Oh, the goblins? Oh, they're probably from this height about 50, 55 feet at an angle.
Ba, 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 ba. Shit. Why do I gotta be a cleric? Just kidding.
Somebody die already.
It's just like the majority of everything is touch, you know? Like
Trying to touch everybody.
Gotta be very
It's kind of there's a like priest joke in there somewhere, and I don't want to tell it.
Right.
Alright, so you said this was the one that was
Talking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was the one that like ran away.
Yep, that was the one that was caught or seen or heard
And
or
did
identified.
any of these seem like they were more in charge of the situation that he was talking about?
The two hobgoblins seem to be the muscle. From the looks, they look all to be part of the military. They just seem to have gone rogue to loot the place further for their own keeping.
Okay.
The two hobgoblins are definitely the more experienced people. Meanwhile, you guys are waiting further. Give me perception checks to see if you guys catch on before coming around that corner.
Perception?
Yes, please. Which one are you choosing?
Actually, yeah, I think the south one probably.
Oh,
you got it.
19 and a 22.
Okay. Well, Mina was ahead of you. So we'll say she was like, cool, 10, 15 feet. And she's probably a woman on a mission. She comes around the corner a little loud, treading the water. As the hobgoblin makes eye contact and goes to speak, he stops in motion. He's like, none of the other goblinoids seem to notice yet. Mina, you see this hobgoblin just like instilled, as if stuck in motion in time while everything else is still going. You look around, and then you finally look up and you see Eric. Rolly and Jin, you come around the corner and notice Mina staying still, so you come very carefully around. You see the same scene before you. You don't know what's actually happening in the hobgoblin, other than Eric is above you, and there's a slew of enemies before you, but no one has noticed you except this stuck-in-time hobgoblin present. What is it you all do? Consider this a surprise round, unless there's some magical way you guys are going to walk away from this stealthily within the next 6 seconds.
It could happen.
I know, I'm just saying.
Are they all within a 30-foot cube?
That's a good question.
If this criteria is met, we may be walking out of this very quickly.
They are within a 30-foot cube.
Awesome. I am going to cast Hypnotic Pattern. Make a Wisdom save, DC 15.
Okay. Let us see. Got the hobgoblin's coming first, a nat 20.
Oh my god.
Second hobgoblin is a 10. So the south one that got stiffened passed because he's actually ironically looking at Mina and stuck staring at her. So he like kind of he tries to move his eye sockets and they don't give him any assistance. This hobgoblin is dazed and confused. So what I'll do is I'll blur them.
He's charmed. He's actually charmed. He's
Yeah,
like incapacitated.
Yeah. And then let's see, I got 6 goblins down there. So number 1, that's the one next to the one talking. That one passed. Wow,
I'll use my cunning words on that guy.
Okay, so
He takes a minus D8. No, he just takes a minus D8.
1 second. Let's see, D8 against the 19. Yeah, it was an 18. It still passes. So this one passes.
Still have to try.
The one giving commands rolled a 7. So, or not giving commands, but the one that was running failed. So we're gonna go to the one on the right. So we got 4 more coming. I'll do them from top to bottom. Starting from the left. So fail. Here comes another one. Pass. Right. 15 passes.
Yep, 15 is the.
All right. So now I'm on the bottom row. Fail.
Okay.
I'm very impressed that some of them passed. And fail. So the bottom 2 fail.
Got him.
So the ones that are blurred are all distracted by hypnotic pattern. The ones that are not are, well, the hobgoblin passed. The 2 hobgoblins rolled first, and he got the nat 20.
But he failed mine.
Yeah, oh yeah, he failed yours. That's why I was describing.
He's still held. Yeah.
Yeah, he's held, but
you guys don't know it. Yeah.
No, they don't know that it's by you. They just know that he's standing there for some reason in no motion. He's just like a weirdo. Like, yeah, they're just like, he's literally just standing there like frozen, and they're just reacting as best and as quick as they can. I was going to put some. I'm going to name some categories, Rolly. Whatever you choose is where I'm going to get this hypnotic pattern from. Music notations, markers, magic signs, lightning, items, impact, ice, healing.
Music notations.
All right. They are all individual, so I will just spew some over.
I think I can see it, but.
Ooh, treble clef, sharps, and flats.
All right. So, that is what they are witnessing before them. As technically, we still have a round of initiatives because 3 of them are still able.
3
You hear. Yep.
Where's the
Well, the one that's stiffened is not enable. He can easily attempt to get out
I
of
know,
it.
but where's the third one?
There's 2 right here.
I see just the one, I guess.
Oh, from your point of view, then it's probably from where you're standing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's one here. Okay.
Yeah, there's one right here. Yeah, I've been messing with the walls to create different visuals, so I don't know why that one's not
I can
giving you
see
the view.
every single one except for. So there's one here, you said?
Yes, there's one there. All right, so the rest of you guys, sorry, whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to move you back there. You guys would all be considered next to Mina. Let me move you guys more, I guess, to the opening area, since Rolly probably would have had to get closer. How far is your spell? Pretty far, huh?
That's a good question. It is 30. Wait, 120 feet.
Oh, yeah, you're good then.
120.
Area, yeah, 120 foot.
Easy. All right.
Pretty long range spell.
1 second, I'm gonna update all your guys' vision. It's all stupid right now. I have to really go through and do some fine tuning to all the new stuff that's been readjusted. Hey, curious. This is just a total spitballing idea. So you know how obviously you guys have 360 view. How against are you guys having to rotate your POV so I know where you guys are looking, and setting it to like a 95 degree or a 70 or whatever maybe?
It's like rotating our character.
Yeah, like manually,
Or
like
just
actually having to rotate.
Giving us an
character.
FOV, having an FOV.
Yeah, basically.
I kind of just like the overview, but
well, you would
it's just
still
because
be
it
able
makes
to
it
see,
easier.
You would still be able to see each other's vision. How you guys already click out and can see everything each other
Yeah.
sees. It just, and as you guys like, let's like, so for instance, if I were to focus the view, you would still see that shadow, and that it would update based off of that. It would.
I wouldn't be
for
opposed to trying it.
It would mainly be for the
Yeah,
purpose
you
of
want-
me knowing where you're actually looking as a player. So like instead of you guys telling me I'm looking left, you could just rotate your character left, and I'm gonna know that that's the cue. Like, okay, you guys are looking this way specifically, that kind of thing. Because in the 360 view, I know you guys see everything, but your characters aren't really, full on 360 all the time, and that's where your guys'
True.
hiccups come in, and that's where the fun happens. So I'm thinking of ways. There might be a new thing that I'm gonna try before that, but as I was updating one of you guys' views, I was like, oh, let me ask him. So, anyways, it's an idea. So I'll drop some more ideas in the meeting minutes, but do that out there. With this, a goblin goes first. Broly,
You'll have to manually set me because I rolled a 20.
What was your roll?
It was a 20.
Yeah, you're at 20.
You're at
20? Okay.
Yeah, it's 23, 20, 11, 6, 6, 6, 5.
I thought Mina rolled higher than me.
Mina rolled a 6. I don't know why you have 2 Mina. Oh, you rolled
It
with
shows.
advantage.
No, I rolled a
Yeah. 22.
Yeah, 22
is.
Yeah, it shows you. It shows you rolled twice on mine. So, and it took your lower roll. So it's right. I fixed it. There you go.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you rolled higher than me. Like.
Yeah, I don't know why it shows 2, but you're good. All right. So, the goblin still goes first. This one lone goblin next to his buddy is just like, he smacks the one to his right. Snaps out of it. So this one is going to follow his own initiative. Let's get him in there. Boom. And he's just like, Raz, wake up! And he looks around and he only sees the 3 of you. He doesn't look up. He's not the brightest of goblins, as he didn't fall for the thing. He wasn't looking at it. Doesn't mean the others might not know about Eric, but this one only knows about you all. And he sees... You don't hear him say it, really, but you know how to read goblin lips, and he is absolutely calling you a filthy mudblood because you're not a forest goblin.
Damn.
Like, he definitely, these goblins have been hating on you since you started fighting.
Damn, using the M word.
Damn, these goblins are racist.
The strike kill him.
As he pulls that bow and fires, you just see this arrow coming at you, and it hits you. For, 11 points of damage as you just take an arrow to the arm as it grazes right past you but gives you a good gashing. He's just like, like throwing out his long goblinoid tongue and just kind of like as if he's gonna lick your wounds, and as he consumes you. These goblinoids are like cannibalistic. They get real crazy, so you could imagine their taunts are just very audacious and visual. Mina.
I don't think I saved there. I think I failed. The con save.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you have to beat the 10 because I only.
I'll beat a
11.
10. Okay.
Yeah. If I roll more than so it's 10 or half of the damage roll. So if I did like 22 points of damage, then you have to be an 11.
I see.
So Mina, you see a arrow fly in your direction. Not hit you.
I guess go. Is it 15?
You still consider difficult terrain because you guys are in water. So you can get to the next surface, yep, and you're back on solid ground for the matters of balance.
Use my bonus cunning action to dash. Go
All right.
5.
You see Mina wading through the water.
And this guy's just standing here, right? Like he doesn't seem to be.
He's stiff and still. He can't. His eyes can't. His head can't move. He's just stuck there. You hear like a grunt, like a, but you can't. Otherwise, he seems almost harmless.
So I can get up here, right?
Just about, yeah.
And then I guess.
You see 3 goblins like watching you as you're walking up, and they're just like, ah! One of them takes out a short like scimitar, and the other 2 have bows trained on you, like they're ready to attack.
Yeah. I would take a shot at this guy with.
Or wait, hold on. Did I say the middle guy?
Okay. You fire with your short bow. You just walk up and point blank pull that short bow in front of him and just launch it at his chest. And he's just like, "Ugh!" He goes forward. Give me some damage. That's a crit too, so give me that double damage. Dun, 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 dun.
One of them was the crit. I don't know which one.
The 20, because it'd be sneak attack critical damage.
Holy shit! Here we go.
So you do 20 total critical damage is 24, including the 4 from the piercing. So you do 24 points of damage to this bad boy, as he's just like took a serious amount of damage, but he's not done for the count, as he's holding the arrow get dashed into him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is he looking pretty hurt?
He looks pretty hurt.
Okay.
You know what's funny is that your non-critical damage was less than your normal damage.
I know. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because he rolled max sneak attack on his non-crit, but on his crit he rolled low on his piercing. He rolled max damage almost on his regular.
I know.
Which
so
would have been a crit.
Is the total damage 49? Is it damage plus his critical damage?
Let's see. Since it's on D&D Beyond, it's a little different. So what, your normal sneak attack is 4 damage, right? 4 dice? Okay, then yeah, I think you might be onto something. So then total damage would have been the 2 of them combined. Oh, JP coming in with the save here. So your critical would have been 49. That makes sense for a level 7 player. Yeah, okay. Alright.
Like getting smacked with like 2 fireballs.
Well, yeah, you fire and hit this sucker in the gut, and immediately he just falls to the floor like a rag doll. As you just nail gun him in the gut. And he's just
obliterated.
Like, he just is there in the ground. And the other 2 are just like, ah! They're just freaking out as you just murdered them.
Fine. I guess he killed my gob. Yeah, because it didn't make sense to me that total
when you started
damage would
saying
be
it,
more than
critical
damage.
She sneak attack critted a goblin. Like that's goblin dead. Like
no, for sure. But that's why I was like, I'm looking at the numbers. I was like, total damage being more than critical damage doesn't make sense.
Yeah, when you
right?
broke it down, when you brought it up, it makes more sense. I didn't look at the dice because it's on D&D Beyond, so it comes in at a different format. So when you hover over the numbers, it actually shows you the amount of dice. So that makes way more sense. Very good, very good. No worries. 1 goblin's dead. It's fine. I've got more. What else do you do, Mina?
That's all I have. I use my bonus action, my action, and my movement. So
you got it.
I
Rolly.
More.
all right. So all these guys are pretty much stuck.
Close to the goblins after Neural, but you know.
Well, that's why Mina is, I guess, going to be safe with this. As Rolly, you fire away. Let me.
Oh my god.
Mina, you stand point blank as this just ball of heat just encompasses before you. These guys have to make saving throws.
Engage nuclear thrusters.
Let's see.
Does hypnotic make them auto-fail dex?
Yeah, it's an auto-fail. Yeah, I know what the fuck they
Yeah, they're auto-failed.
They're in capacity. Yeah. Give me the damage.
All right.
You're shaking your head.
I mean, I did not think about the hypnotic pattern.
Some 1s, but lots of 6s is not too bad.
30 points. Not bad. Well, I can tell you right away.
2 of them still gets to roll, right?
Whoops, sorry. 2 of them actually.
2 that are, yeah.
Hold on, but the ones that are currently incapacitated, I'm hidden right now. Boom. Now, mind you, this also will wake them up.
Yeah, that's fine. I knew they were gonna wake themselves up at their next turn anyway. So whatever.
Nat 20.
Okay.
And a 19.
I'll use my cutting words on that one.
The 19.
Minus D8. On the 19, yeah, minus D8. See what he gets.
13.
That'll do it.
He fails.
Fails. All right, this one fails. As he takes 30, the other one takes
You
15.
fucking suck!
And this one takes 15, and then you hear all the goblins just like, Bernie, fire! Like they just all start freaking out because they're on fire now. And 1 second, as they're no longer blurred, the fire is gone. The magical music notes in the air are gone. And now I'm going. I got 3 initiatives. I got 6 goblins, so 2 of them are tied to each. Perfect.
I'm gonna heal myself for 8 with a healing word.
You got it. Is that the rest of your turn?
That is it.
You fire this fireball. It just explodes in front of Mina. Mina, you see all these goblins just screaming. You imagine they say it burns, but you just hear blah, blah, in their native language, but others hear the cries of their actual tongue. And then they all pat themselves out. They are tough little bastards, except the one you shot, because that was the weakest one. Good eye. As 2, ironically, you killed the one that it was his turn. As the 2 in the center, which would have gone, the 1 now left standing immediately rushes up to you for a stab.
Yep.
As you just did wrong to his ally. And he swings with a nat 1. He just runs up to you.
His sword
He swings
breaks.
so sloppily that he tumbles forward and falls further into the water. That like as he's like and he loses the footing and it's just like poof. Now he's floating there and he's just like ah, but he's kind of enjoying it as the burns are subtly tampering down. With that, we have the 2 goblins here on the top left. They are absolutely just rushing you. Like they have nothing else in the world but Mina in front of them. So Mina, you're gonna get it. You're gonna feel the pain, I think. Yep, that one hits you. 23 points as it comes in, and the first one just like rah! As you get distracted from the one that falls into the water, you take a laceration to the leg for 11 points of damage, and then you look around and you see that there's another little fucker right there coming in with his attack. You are considered surrounded. With another 23. As
Kenny dodge.
you uncanny dodge that one, taking half. Correct?
Yep.
You got it. So did it already apply the full damage? I didn't see it. I'll assume it did because with the math,
Yeah,
it makes sense.
I think
so
it did.
I reapplied 4 to you, so you healed 4. You only took a total of 15 points of damage as these goblins are just like ah, and they rush you, and they're now surrounding both sides of you. One's in the water, kind of following around, but the other's all awake, and they all look very hungry. The hobgoblins. Is it a saving throw at the end or start of my turn? Eric.
Yeah, sorry, let me reread it. Sorry. I'm assuming it's gonna be the end of turn, but I'm gonna just double check at the end of each.
You are correct. End of turn. Yep, end of turn. Correct.
So I'm gonna roll for his, but then the other hobgoblin's gonna go. So it's a wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
Nope, still fail.
Fail.
I'll blur that one so we know. This one, he's you guys, those who understand Goblin, those who don't hear in actual tongue, you would hear, "Kill the close one, fire at the rest in retreat." As he points out at Mina, he starts sloshing back, aims, and fires. Does a 13 hit?
Nope.
Fires, hits the water, goes into a still suspension. He's mad, but can't do anything about it. Jin, things escalated very fast.
Yes, they did.
It went from we can just walk right by to we're gonna fight them all. As
One
Eldritch Blast just as it hits the one below Mina, he's as the water comes up as if a kid was splashing it with full palm force, taking 7 points of splash damage. Very nice.
Want to push him back? I do.
As he's just like, whoa! And how many feet?
like-
5?
along?
Sorry, I heard along.
10 feet.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I was looking
So
it
10
up.
feet.
you
Oh,
push him, and he's just like, and he too is now a floaty in the water briefly, as he's like, as his
I'm
two
gonna fire one more time at
wounds.
it.
Same one, you fire again, and this one comes up, and he like is like, and I think that misses. That misses. As he like ducks in the water like a swan, he's like, and it goes right over him and hits the water right behind him. It's just like, battleship, you missed. And he comes back up and he's just like, with the water in his ears, trying to pat it out, only putting more water in his ears, not realizing he's still suspended in water. Anything else, Jen?
Try to move up a little bit and then stop right there.
You float forward. Ooh. Down or up one? Sorry, I moved you 20, but you were at 15. You floating, so you don't have the difficult terrain against you.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'd move probably right here.
If
That's
the
where I'm
full
thinking.
30 would be there.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. All right. Eric. Below you, you're turned into a war zone.
How deep is this water?
About 5 feet.
I was gonna say that's a lot of ground below it.
I had to check. Oh man, that's such a bad spot.
It's my best places for you.
a melee fighter stuck on the pool.
Right.
How about this water?
There is no ground beneath it. It probably goes. Oh, there is, but it's much deeper. It probably goes about 25 feet before surface.
Okay, so I guess is it directly below me from
Yeah,
where I'm
in
at?
retrospect. Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like moving 5 feet
You
to
jump
get there.
5 feet forward and then plummet.
Okay. I
Give me an
will
acrobatics check.
do that, I suppose. Can I do athletic?
It will be a higher roll, but yes. You made it. It was an 18. I didn't know you had a +8 or 7. I don't know. How did you
I
get
was
to
like, he's
18?
letting me use strength. I mean, he's rock climbing. His strength is maybe he climbs.
Well, he's jumping, so he's like cannonballing into this still surface water. As
Power
you just
jump.
plummet, you just hear this rise from the north of you guys, and then you see Eric's head pop out.
And you said it's difficult terrain?
Yes, as long as you're swimming, unless you have swim speed.
I
Which you
doubt it. I'm a fairy. I don't know. Okay, so that's.
So you
Oh,
can
so is
technically
it
move 10 feet.
is it our huh?
You moved 5 to get into that area, and then it'd be 10 feet for every space after, so you can move 10 additional feet technically, because that'd be 20 feet.
Yeah, because I won't be able to move my last 5.
Correct.
And
You can't see anything past the rock. Vantage points suck.
let's see something.
Jin, Rolly, you see Eric arrive in the pond below with you both.
Use a hand.
A hand, huh? I can't see Mina. Okay. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I guess I'll stay.
All
I
right.
can't do it.
With that, it's Goblin Row 1. They take response and continue surrounding Mina as they were given orders to kill and then flee. First one comes in. At 26, you feel a little laceration coming across your back for a low 7 points. Ugh. You feel another attack coming your direction. Ah, shit, that was supposed to be at advantage. 1 second. Let me reroll.
It's doing the damage to me, just so you know.
That was part of my plan. I don't know how you were targeted. Sorry. There we go. All right.
should be up. There you go. Yeah.
Mina, you take a mean 12 points right after because Rolly didn't want to have to help with any of it, so it's all coming to you now.
It's
As you're
cheating
just
if I
getting-
did. I'd like to take
To
it.
be
I just
fair, there is an
they're
item
not
in the
attacking
game.
me.
There is an item in my world that one member of all of my players has that they have not figured out does exactly as described.
There's a type of fighter I think that can do that. Actually,
I made a homebrew item that literally could do it also upon understanding. What
Neat.
was it, Mina?
Never mind. We're good.
Well, you guys see Mina just behind the scene of these war goblins just slashing. She's like bracing herself, taking laceration after laceration, trying to protect the one thing that matters most, her face. Right? Isn't that like every lady's most important, thing? So.
Well, I wouldn't know, but you know.
Yeah. Amina would think so. At least I think so.
I'm gonna disengage.
Aren't you glad the
you can
goblins
do
were
that as
broken
a
up?
you can do that as a bonus action. That's
Yeah,
pretty nice.
bonus action
You disengage as you climb and rugby mosh pit through the goblin horde around you, and scroll your way to Jin. As Jin and Rolly and the rest of the gang see you all beat up and slashed at, not looking great. She is in the low 10 percentile.
Oh snap!
And I guess, I would just take a short bow shot at one of the guys.
Go on.
Go with this, yes.
Very nice.
Shit.
You fire. Hits him.
It's just a D6 damn.
Yeah, I got you. So the 9 smacks. It was this one you. Wait, which one did you target?
Nope,
Shit.
just
This one. Got it. So it takes 9 points of damage. As the arrow hits him, it's like, he just yowls in your direction as this arrow just is enlarged in his chest. Anything else?
If I move the last 5 feet, and well, no,
You'd be suspended in water. Yeah. Rolling. Mina's
Okay.
not looking great, but managed to get.
I'm gonna look at a template here. I don't think I'm just not gonna cast. I just want to see how big it is.
Okay.
Do another fireball.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. And now we're just gonna do that.
Don't insult the desert goblins.
You cast another fireball as you shoot it across. It just blows up in the area. Let me get some saves out. But you were doing fireball, not slow, right?
Yeah, I'm just doing a fireball. I thought slow might be big enough to grab all of them, but
Miss, fail. I'm going from top left to the right. Fail. These are just the goblins. Pass.
okay.
Whoops, I think I rolled a con check on that one. Ignore that one.
That
He just stood there and took it. No.
I
Fail.
fail.
I got one more roll. Pass. So this one passes. This
Fuck
one
it,
passes.
yeah.
The
That
two
one
bottom
I'll
ones
use
fail.
I'll use the cutting words on that guy.
The last one.
Roll me an 8, man. Yeah, roll an 8. Come on.
A 6 still passes with the 15, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the damage?
It was
on
a 7 or an 8 yet. Yeah, let's find out. Oh, that's a good one.
That's a lot of damage.
32.
We got hit twice now.
All right. Oops.
Well, I killed him with a 49. or
Toasty.
something, so
Toasty. What was that? A 16 half damage. Hanging in there. Just enough. So you managed to. Well, I don't know why these ones didn't die, which is weird. I guess if I do 9999, it's too much. Well, this one's dead. This one's dead. This one's dead. This one's dead. This one's dead because he healed them all.
I'm gonna heal Mina for
You got
9.
it. You fire a fireball, and it just another one just takes the field. You hear the goblins just and then upon them all, one is left standing. He's just like he's all burnt up, his skin's all raw, and he's just sits there and spits at the floor, angry and determined. With that, it is the hobgoblin's turn. This hobgoblin is going to roll his wisdom save, see if he's still stuck. He's no longer stuck. But he cannot do his turn. But he is no longer.
Should have saved it for that guy.
No, but just that little boat rocket did.
He's just like, it's like his long-awaited roar is finally let loose. And this hobgoblin from far off, he's just like, spits to the side, takes aim and fires. Mina, an arrow comes, sticks you for minimal points of damage. As you're just like, ugh. It's like the Uruk-hai alerts from Lord of the Rings, and he's like standing there with his bow, and he flees. You see him just fucking bug it. This goblin
chasing this guy
runs, and this hobgoblin can't.
Hey, they're just obeying orders. He said to kill, and then
he did say to kill, but this one just witnessed every one of his goblin buddies die, and he's burning his own flesh.
Get roasted.
He has nothing left to live for.
Like, I'm gonna keep doing that until you're all dead.
Jin, you Eldritch Blast. Right in the back, square on.
Crit.
What was left of his flesh is now just a pile of just compressed meat juices as the water just hits the surface, and just with immense pressure you just see a pool of blood like a shark just ate its foe rise from the water. Poor goblin.
And I'm gonna hit the one closest to us.
Got it. You then fire another one point blank toward you, and you miss. You hit the water next one. Eric, you are none the wiser of what's happening in this entire foray. You think there is a horde of goblinoids on the other side fighting them. You see them lashing out spells left and right, and arrows coming at them in a volley.
I mean, he hears the explosions.
You're pumped up. You're pumped to see how crazy this is getting. What do? You move your full 15. I can pull you 1 second. And you come around the corner as you're like, ugh, wiping down soaking your clothes, and you see nothing but 2 adversaries and a bloodbath before you. I guess technically there'd be like goblins everywhere.
5 or
6 of them. Yeah.
Board on.
I guess my question it wouldn't have mattered. Still wouldn't have been able to get close because getting out still counted as only 5, like difficult too.
Yeah, because you would have used 10, 10, and then I'll give you 5 feet.
That's okay. I don't even know if I can actually get close enough. Actually, yeah, I'm still too far away. Lame. Let's see. What can I do?
The one you held still is no longer under your spell effects. You are aware of that. As he looks at you, and he doesn't know it's you, but he's just like he just sees another adversary arrive, and he's just like.
Screw it.
You can. cast hold person upon them again.
Oh.
Now aware, he stares you down. He shakes it off. Anything else you wish to do?
How are you looking there? I'm gonna bonus action. Shield of Faith. That's not
Alright.
supposed to be on me.
It's okay.
I had her targeted. I don't know.
It's a self-target setup. That's why I'll set it to target next time. That's why it's just the way the animation's set up. But nonetheless, you cast Shield of Faith on Mina. In doing so, you
Yeah.
As hers, you guys all take to look at the field. It is now significantly in your favor. As you see this hobgoblin standing before you guys, angry, pissed, ready to take you all on. You just hear this quick hit him. This this crossbolt hit him in like the back of the neck, puncturing out from his throat. As he goes to his knees, falls forward before you, starts shivering in like a uncontrollable, nervous vibe. I need all of you guys to give me perception checks, as it was not this individual here who is now in awe, staring himself, just like. Ugh. Everybody but Jin, as Jin is so focused on this hobgoblin, sees an individual up here, underneath the large bushes and trees, cloaked and hooded, with a crossbow in hand. Looks down toward the hobgoblin as the hobgoblin realizes they're up there and looks up, and you see him just nudge. This hobgoblin flees. You guys are left alone as you see this body quickly disappear into the bushes.
I'm gonna search the bodies.
You guys search the bodies. Go ahead and roll your investigation checks in Discord, and I'll drop you guys some loot in there. We're gonna end it here, and we'll pick up what happens next, following into the next session. Great job, guys. That could have gone real bad for Mina.
Yeah.
Real
Could
bad.
have. I thought it was for a second.
All of them to wake up. I was like, shit.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna nuke them. Like, hopefully they can survive a round before I can
nice,
do something else to them.
Yeah, I was gonna roll it here because I don't have my character loaded into.
Oh, you're good. Well, you got a nat 20. Very nice.
What's the text channel that we roll in again? It's
you can just roll in your war room and stuff. You guys, that the rolls for like their character creations for the one shots, they use the roll channel just because they're not part of any core campaign. But if it's for the campaign, you can roll it anywhere. Just call me out for it.
That's just exclamation mark R and
R space D20 plus R.
R
No,
space.
sorry. R. Not even that. Exclamation mark C space investigation. So that means check investigation. But
I have no character active.
Then you have to load in your character. So you would copy your character link from D&D Beyond, and then in Discord put exclamation mark Beyond space, and then paste your link and hit enter, and it'll import your character.